we have a world-first live fantasy football game called Top Squad, where you can win prizes and smash your mates in our live fantasy football game, competing with your favourite influencers while watching our streams. Play every Premier League game and more.
Hi guys, and are you doing a thing? Hi guys, and welcome to this evening's show ahead of the Merseyside derby. It's a massive game here that we're about to get into. We have Mike from the Blue Boys Network. He's not too happy, are you, Mike?
I'm anxious, like I'm nervous.
Anxious. Very anxious.
I'm not looking forward to tonight.
Okay, and we have Doyle, of course. I feel like I see you all the time now, Doyle.
I am a little resident here at the moment. I am, as they dub, the friendly Scouser at the moment, which I'm really happy with.
You are the friendliest Scouser, the nicest Scouser I've ever met.
I'm really happy with that statement, you know, like I'm take that to me grave with me though.
You're welcome, babe, no problem. Right, before we get, I'm going to just do the whole show in Scouse, right?
She's actually alright at it as well.
It's when she says chicky.
Chicken.
Smashed it.
Right, before we get into the game, go through teams. So we're going to be doing Top Squad tonight, which you saw the promo for. So for anyone who missed that, Top Squad is a live football fantasy game and you can play live with us. You pick 4 players with your budget and trade in and out throughout the game. Remember to keep an eye for changes on the prices. And obviously we'll have a leaderboard and you'll see where you come at the end of the game in that leaderboard. The link is in the description so you guys can play along with us. See if you can beat Mike and Doyle. So guys, you've already picked your teams, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, go on. Oh, by the way, we were actually putting one from each team into each other's teams, weren't we? So you're going to have a Liverpool person in your team, aren't you?
Yeah, which is tough, but because none of them are any good. Like, I've gone Jordan Pickford because I think he's going to be a busy boy tonight.
Okay.
I've gone with Decore because I think he's got to have a good game in the centre of the park, and I've gone with Damari Gray for that pace. When Trent goes forward, I'm hoping he can get in behind and cause some problems and stick the ball on Rondon's head, because if Rondon scores tonight, we riot. For Liverpool, I've gone with Trent Alexander-Arnold because as equal,
choice,
I expect him to put the ball into the box for you lot as well.
That's a very good pick.
Yeah.
Doyle?
I have Alexander-Arnold the same.
Okay.
Because everything that he touches just turns to gold, assist-wise.
Brilliant.
And then I've put 3 down on the main man, Mo. And I know that your Jota's been scoring, but so is he, and I just back him every game. Every single time we play this Top Squad, I'm like, 3 on Mo, then I'll pick the other 2, because that just makes sense in my head. And then the player that I've picked for Everton is Richarlison.
Okay.
Just because we've been boss at scoring goals recently, but we have been conceding some as well, and if anyone's going to score today, I reckon it'll probably be him for Everton. Scored last year against us, so he's a good player. Yeah. Fancy me chances tonight.
Okay, make sure you guys play along with us. Like I said, the link is in the description, and we'll be checking in, in both halves and as the game goes on, and see the leaderboard later. So if you fancy a chance of beating these 2, then of course make sure you play along. Right, teams. Let's go through the teams. Okay.
It's not too early to drink, is it really?
You can
At this point,
it's 8 o'clock, lads.
I haven't even read the teams out yet.
Honestly, it's going to be a long game for us toughies today.
Right, Everton have gone with a 4-4-2 and they've gone Pickford in goal, Coleman, Godfrey, Keane, Digne, Townsend, Decore, Allen, Gray, Richarlison and Rondon. And Liverpool gone with a 4-3-3 with Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, Salah, Jota and Mane. Mike, you weren't best pleased about seeing Rondon on the team sheet, were you? No. You also mentioned your bench. What is it about Rondon in particular, first and foremost, that you aren't a fan of?
It's difficult because, I appreciate he came in and was probably the 3rd choice striker for Everton, behind Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, but, you'll see tonight he's very static, doesn't move, doesn't make the defenders move. It's almost like he's not physically strong enough to compete with the centre-halves. He's going up against Van Dijk and Matip tonight. He knows he's going to be in a tough game, and I just don't trust that he can do anything against them. We saw him for 90 minutes against Brentford. Was horrendous, and that was his best game in a blue shirt, by the way. So I don't understand how Everton have spent so much money and Rondon is currently our main man almost, if you get what I mean.
Haven't you got injuries though? There's quite a few key players out for you.
Yeah, there is injuries. Calvert-Lewin's not been available for a long time now, about
And he's
10
been your
games.
man, hasn't he? He's been your number one, lad.
But you know, we go back to it. Everton has spent £550 million in 5 years, and we're relying on one person at that point.
Yeah.
You know, so you sit there, and frustration's really pointed out at the players that just aren't good enough for Everton, and unfortunately, Rondon isn't good enough. Tonight, I probably would have played a 3 in the middle of the park.
Yeah, 4-4-2 is a bit of a mad. Is that a flat 4-4-2?
I think we've gone 4-2-3-1.
Okay, yeah, that makes
playing,
sense.
you know, with Charleston just in behind,
Okay.
Gray and Townsend, etc., Decore and Allen. But I would have probably gone man for man with the Liverpool 3, because, you know, if you do have that man extra in that midfield area, we all know that Trent's going to be on the right hand side, Robbo's going to be on the left hand side, putting balls into our box, and we already know statistically Everton can't defend balls going into the box. So you know, there could be a real worry with that. On the flip side to that, you do go forward. We do have 4 attackers on the pitch, so we've gone forward, plus Abdullah Decore, who will ball carry. So, yeah, I'm not chuffed with it, but it's a Merseyside derby, anything can happen.
It's Goodison as well, lad.
Yeah, you've got to have some confidence in the fact that you're at home.
It's so difficult.
You don't have a bad record at Goodison Park.
No, they
when it
don't.
comes to
The last
Liverpool.
4 times we played them, we drew against us, which is, even when we've been flying, we still draw against us.
In the last 10, I think 8 have been draws, and it's 1 win each.
Yeah, you never know.
It's not.
That should give you a little bit of confidence.
But this is a different Everton side to
those
those
times.
times.
Okay.
There's no fight in this side. There's no, you know, usually I would say there would be a connection between the fans in them seats and the players on that pitch.
Like Coleman, lad. I get you there, because you know what? You said you spend 550 mil over the last 5 years. That's what happens when you spend a lot of money sometimes. You attract the players that aren't really interested in the club, but they are interested in the money.
Well, there we go. We saw that, didn't we, with James Rodriguez when he obviously came. He came for Ancelotti, and as soon as Ancelotti left, he was gone. He wasn't there to play for the club. Someone like Richarlison, though, why is Richarlison on your bench? Because arguably he's one of, if not Everton's best players.
I thought Richarlison was starting, wasn't he?
Did I say? I'm sure.
Yeah, he's starting him.
Sorry, ignore me. I'm really not. Ignore me.
Don't do that to me,
Sorry,
mate.
I didn't scroll far enough. I missed the bench.
What?
We forgive you. We forgive you.
Talking about your bench. Right, Delph is on the bench. Begovic is on the bench. Iwobi. I mean, I said to you before, I can't believe Cenk Tosun is still at the club. Apart from that, there's literally no other type of quality on there. Is that what is the biggest problem? The fact that there's no strength in depth with Everton?
But again, you're correct. Absolutely, there is no strength and depth. But that bench costs. I mean, Kabamin's on there as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he's on there.
That bench cost £110 million.
Wow.
That was mad. Although a little cheeky one that you got with Damari Gray, 1.6 mil.
And this is
that was a.
And this is what I was going to say.
That's a fantastic signing.
You're going back to. I hate to say it, and we've been there and we've done this, but you're going back to David Moyes signings. You're going back to players that are hungry to prove something, achieve something. You know, these players. Andros Townsend was on a scrap heap. He was done. You know, Palace was done. Comes into Everton, has a great start. He's waned a little bit, but he's done all right. Damari Gray.
Think about where you'd be without Andros Townsend.
1.5 million. He was finished. He couldn't get games in Germany, and he was finished at Leicester. He's come to Everton. Pulled his socks up, and off he goes. Everton need more people like that who are prepared to die on that pitch, and unfortunately, there's not many of them.
I totally agree with it when you say players that have got something to prove. Because if you look even at Liverpool's recruitment, mate, that's what we did. We looked at players like Salah, where he'd been rejected from Chelsea. He was doing well in Italy, and we thought, you know what? If we bring him over here, he might just have something to prove to the rest of the Premier League, and it worked out very well. Even Manny came from a smaller club, and then we like, this is your big chance, lad. Show us that you're boss, and he did.
But that's what we always say about Liverpool, isn't it? Whenever we talk about them, that there's, they're all incredibly star players, they're world-class players. But when they all join Liverpool, and the fact that they all work in a team to, get to the end goal, that's what's so good about them. Someone like, Diogo Jota coming in from Wolves, such an incredible signing, But again, an under-the-radar signing, and just fits into that puzzle perfectly. There's no egos, nothing like that. And that's what's so great. And they've won everything there is to win.
And that's what I mean. Everton's three best players this season, Decore, Damari Gray and Townsend, have all got something to prove. Decore was at Watford, wants to prove he wants to get in the French team on a consistent basis. He's got a tough job, wants to prove he can. So that's all I want. I want to look at those players and go, I trust you to put everything on that pitch.
Yeah.
That's what Everton's all about, lad. It's about that grit and that passion. Like with
always has been.
Absolutely.
It really is.
We've got a comment here from Stephen Somerville, Irish Rugby, who said, come on the red men, let's show these toffees who's boss.
Up the Reds.
Which leads me on to my next question. No Konate today in the back for you. Why did you feel that was?
We said this before the stream. I was saying, I feel like he's just going for his most experienced team now at the moment. He knows that this is a derby day. You don't throw your new lads in the deep end sometimes. You don't go, right, it's a derby, go and prove yourself, because that might make him flap a little bit. He's been playing well. I think this is just all about experience. These have played here, they've done it before, they know what they're doing. Virgil's played, Matip's played in this game. I just feel like it was the right decision to make by Klopp. I never ever question him really on his decisions, because he always makes the right ones.
Do you know, for me, the one that I thought was a bit on the fence about starting was Henderson and Oxlade-Chamberlain, because Ox has played really well recently for you guys.
He has, but then so's Thiago, and then Fab you can't leave out because the effect that he has on a game mate is unbelievable. And then it's the same, so the three that we've got in midfield right now have so different qualities and they all complement each other so well. It's a shame that somebody like Ox, who's playing so bloody well, can't get in, because the quality is just it's insane. Like this is genuinely one of the best midfields I've seen at Liverpool, and I've seen Gerrard, Alonso and Mascherano, but this is still, it's up there with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's an absolutely fantastic,
this midfield is serious.
Fantastic team. When you think, you know, you take Firmino out and you have Jota to come in, which is also amazing. Obviously that game against Watford versus Chelsea was also stopped because of that unfortunate event in the 12th minute from what went on in the crowd. So hopefully that'll be underway soon. Also, we mentioned off-stream before that there was something going on in the 12th minute, wasn't there, today?
Yeah, terrible shame. I think a young girl called Ava White that was tragically taken very early. It's awful news. It's especially awful to hear it that's in my hometown of Liverpool. Never ever makes me happy to hear about things like that. So there'll be a moment of silence on the 12th minute, which I'd love for us to join in with, just to pay some respect to the young girl.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do that in the 12th minute. That is fantastic. And we just saw that lovely banner that was up there with the red and the blue United saying no more knives in our city. But I think that goes for this whole country.
It's awful. It is really awful.
If I can agree more strongly with that. But anyway, back to brighter things, onto the game ahead. Let's do your predictions, guys. Doyle, going to come to you first.
So we never ever do well at Goodison. I said it earlier. We always seem to come here and they give us a game, and it's always a draw. The last 4 times we played them, we haven't beat them. So I'm not going to be super confident, but at the moment we're scoring goals, like loads of them. Not just goals, like plenty and plenty of goals. So I feel like we could beat these 2-1. 2-1, just about. Get 2 goals from Mo Salah or something, or 1 from Jota, 1 from Mo. But yeah, I do think we can do it.
Okay, and Mike, you didn't have that same feeling beforehand. You were telling me you were going to get hammered.
It's just really difficult. It's just really difficult to see anything other than a very convincing Liverpool win. I 3 or 4 now. Honestly, we
just haven't been in great form. Like.
We don't even get shots on target. If we can't get shots on target against Brentford and teams like that, then we're certainly not against
Brentford
Liverpool.
Brentford is a good team, though. You've seen them. They hold us to the. They took us to the cost, lad.
Everything goes out the window in a derby.
Listen, honestly,
it really does.
Honestly, if this Everton team win tonight, I'll be the first one. I'll be up. I'll pour beer over my head. Whatever. I'll be.
I'm going to hold you to that now, lad. That'll be the only victory I'll have.
But for real, you know, I'll be buzzing. I just don't think we will.
Okay, so what's your prediction, sorry?
3 or 4 nil.
3 or 4 nil, my
if you score early, it could be a bloodbath. It could be horrendous.
Yeah, okay. We are ruthless sometimes.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully we have an interesting, exciting derby, because a lot of derbies lately, well, from a Spurs perspective, haven't been too exciting. But yes, anyway, so Rafa Benitez. This is his first one he's in charge of on the blue side of Liverpool. How do you feel about it, Doyle? Because obviously he was such an iconic and amazing manager for Liverpool.
I have said this a number of times, like genuinely, I'm not particularly bothered in any way that Rafa Benitez is at Everton. I don't think any Liverpool fan
would it, for example, if he would have gone to Manchester United, would that have hurt?
Yeah, it would have, because they're our proper rivals. They're the ones that were like, no player goes from Liverpool to Man United, so no manager should do the same. Like, it's just unspoken of. You don't do that. It's wrong. It's like Spurs, Arsenal. Imagine that happened.
George Graham did it.
Oh, heavy. So, but to see him go to Everton, like, it's a friendly derby. I want to see them do well. Like, good on you for having a nice, good little manager.
There is one It's one Merseyside. That's the thing with
Yeah,
Liverpool
yeah,
and
it's
Everton. It's one
Scousers, mate.
Merseyside. We stand together. We, you know, not necessarily now, but years gone by, you'd see Blues and Reds sitting next to each other in games like
Scousers,
this.
lad, it's
You
a
know,
thing of the city.
Exactly,
It really
and
is.
it's, you know, just because I'm not a Scouser doesn't mean I don't feel it when I go there. My dad's told me stories, my granddad's told me stories, and it's just an amazing place. But it's one collective group of people.
It's a massive sense of identity in our city, and we're all very passionate and proud to be where we come from.
Yeah.
It comes from a lot of different stuff that has happened to the city, but it's created this sense of this culture of togetherness.
Yeah.
And even if we play against each other, like if I see Everton play Man United, I want Everton to win every single time.
Look,
if I see, oh my days, if I see Everton play Chelsea,
What the
this is mad already, you know. Hey. I am starting to get proper excited now. Now it's kicked off and I've seen it. I'm like, we're playing the
I
Blue
didn't even have
Blues.
the words to get that out. We were only 40 seconds underway, and I believe Seamus Coleman was actually given a corner.
Look how easy that is.
Strengths, mate.
Caught
You're
early
mad.
there, and that could have been a chance right
But
there.
this is where
for
I
Mane.
wanted that extra man in
Anyone who
midfield.
thinks that they can't find the game, it's on Amazon. Don't forget, these games are on Amazon this week. So if you're looking on Sky, you won't find them, or BT. Have to head on over to
With this
Amazon
in,
Prime.
lad, for the first, another second goal minute. Yeah, go on. Second goal minute, second.
this is
Corner in the
horrendous.
first minute for Liverpool. Trent on the ball.
Go on, lads. Here we
One
go.
in nice and early.
Oh!
lad, no, I haven't
And it's wide.
missed that! No, lad!
It's wide from Joel
And
Matip.
honestly, that is the worst thing that could have happened with that group of fans.
Joel!
Look at that. Free
Joel,
header,
lads!
7 yards out.
You
What
should have buried
chance.
that kid. Oh my
What
God.
a chance for Matip, completely on his own there. No one even close to him.
you know what's mad as well?
With a late run to try and recover some of that
Oh,
ground.
that's horrible.
If you want
It's-
anyone to score as well, right? Joel's like, he's like the fan favourite. Everyone loves Joel. He's a funny guy, you know what I mean? So I want to see him score a goal.
I actually said, I did a show with Grease, who's on the Big Six, and Grease said to me last night, he said, what do you think the score will be? And I said, it'll be 3 or 4-0. And he said, who do you think the scorers will be? And I said, Salah will get 2. And I think one of the centre-backs for you will get 1 from a corner.
Liverpool.
Yeah, well, we know how good,
Oh
how
my
good they
God,
are. Set
go
pieces.
on.
And another
Go on.
cross into the box.
Here we go.
Hey, no, that's not a foul.
One to anyone, but my goodness, Everton.
We have come out the gates here.
Have Everton
Oh,
not
come
come
on,
out the
Blues.
gate?
Definitely not so
Is it
far.
Liverpool
Like,
have come out the gate and Everton
Play
have
them.
just haven't?
What's that?
go on, lads! Go on! Oh, we missed 2 chances already!
Oh my God, Blues.
And it's only been 2 minutes and 23 seconds, and it's really looking
Can
like
I
it's going to be
change
a
my
very,
prediction?
very long march.
8-0, please.
Lads.
8-0.
No way.
What is happening here? How's Mo missed this? Come on, Mo, lad. I've
He's
got you in the
onside
top
as well.
squad.
He's on.
No
He's
way.
You need to be better than
completely
these, lads.
onside.
No!
You should be 2 up.
Well, I tell you what, this is going to be a lively night, a very lively night. But listen, don't look, take the tears. You've got tears in your
Seriously,
eyes.
what, mate?
You've got tears in your eyes, Mike. Let's talk about Rafa because we obviously
Oh,
got
yeah, that
Doyle's.
makes it better.
We got Doyle's opinion on Rafa, but we need to have your opinion on Rafa. So when you signed Benitez in the summer, there was a lot of Everton fans I feel that weren't really on board with it. You started off well, and then it hasn't. No one was really on board with it from what I remember
believe
seeing. But you started off quite well, you know.
I
under
was
him.
all right with Rafa.
Yeah.
I was all right with Rafa because I thought, I've selected that word clearly, but I thought that he would be difficult team. He would make a team difficult to break down.
Defensive, yeah.
Very solid, and hopefully, you know, with the pace that we brought in and Richarlison, etc., and Calvert-Lewin, hopefully we could. If we win every game 1-0. You win the league. And I'm not saying we will.
No, I
but
get that.
Do you get
That's
what I
what
mean?
Man United did for years.
It's the Jose Mourinho approach.
And from an Everton perspective, I'm personally not bothered about pretty football. I want to see results. I want to see this team challenging for an FA Cup, Carabao Cup, a European spot. I felt like Rafa was a good fit for that, especially after Carlo Ancelotti. A decent name, a big name in football with a not as big but a decent name still.
Yeah.
Right. So I thought it was a good fit. What's happened though is he's still. I mean, he's set up. We can already see in the first 4 minutes he's set up wrong because the ball is. We're not winning the ball in midfield, which is putting pressure on us.
He is starting to be exposed a little bit.
If I can see that,
yeah,
and you know, I'm not a football manager, quite clearly. Why can't he?
yeah, it's true, lad. And do you know what? I thought about this because when he was at Newcastle, right, he was dubbed as like this mastermind that done everything with the little tools that
Same
he had,
point to Steve
and he didn't
Bruce.
get no money. But actually, he's been a little bit of exposed right now that his style is a bit stale.
Well, this is what we see with those type of managers from the early 2000s, things like that. Like just like mentioned, Jose Mourinho, another one. Those managers have to learn to evolve, and the way that football's evolved and the way that players evolve, you know. It's true. Players need so much more care and attention than they did, you know, 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Go on.
And I think that
this is a good derby so far.
The first 5 minutes has been end-to-end so far. You can't take your eyes off it. But yes, like we were saying, I think that those type of managers that managed, you know, in those early 2000s, Bielsa, another one. You have to kind of learn to adapt, and that sometimes, you know, players are outdated, and that type of management style, you know, isn't really going to work anymore.
I agree with this.
Come on, Blues.
Yeah. A lot of managers actually struggle with it because it's been successful for them. He's won a Champions League like that, you know what I mean? He's won. Whatever he's won with it, he's done well.
You won the Champions League in what, 2005?
Yeah.
Think about how much football's evolved since 2005.
It's massive.
You know, even since 2010, 12 years ago, right? Yeah. Almost 12 years ago. It's literally changed completely. The way that, you know, the game is refereed, the way that the officials are, the way that people,
the way you watch the game,
their attitude towards football, the players, you know, how they used to dive all the time, and now you get a card every time you dive. You can't take your shirt off. You get booked now. Like every little thing, you know, and that does all incorporate into, you know, a managerial style and the way you used to play football, and you have to move forward. And that is why these managers that are trying to still be relevant in today's game probably aren't doing the best, because they haven't moved along with the times to how their squads have.
I'm trying to think right now of an old great manager. Which one is still popping now? Which one is still going? Still doing well,
I mean, the only one you would have said, you know, prior to this season would have been Bielsa. Maybe Bielsa at a different team. Yeah. You know, if Leeds would have actually built on what they had last year and spent a little bit more money, maybe we'd be having a different conversation. But we've seen Jose go downhill at United, at Spurs, and now at Roma.
We saw Carlo last season. Everton finished 10th last season.
Yeah, Carlo went a lot.
We were in the top 4.
Yeah.
Half of the season. We finished 10th behind Leeds.
Do you think it might be a case of...
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
There we go. It's not sustainable.
The style of play now is you know, the manager is really... Whereas before, years gone by, I almost could trust a group of players to go and do something and go and get a result. Tactics are so important.
Of course they are.
Massive now.
Mega. All teams used to settle 4-4-2 back in the day.
Back in the day it was 2 banks of 4 and up top.
Nothing like
this. It's totally different. You've got your 5-3-5-2, your 4-2-3-1, your 4-3. You know, it's totally different.
Even we scout players,
what a lovely ball that was. What a ball for
This is what I mean.
Do you know what? Could it be a case of as well with these successful? Oh
God! Chance for Mo Salah, saved by Jordan Pickford.
Come on, Blues.
Let's see this. Let's see a
replay of that.
It looked like a good chance.
Lovely ball.
Oh, good save. That lad, really good save. Got Radan. Good save,
lad. He got Radan. Right, we did a poll earlier and asked everyone in the chat predictions for tonight's game. Liverpool with a 67%, Everton with a 19%, and a draw 13%.
Do you know even some of the odds from some of the bookmakers was like 14-1 for Everton to win at home.
It's heavy, like it is heavy for you at the moment.
That's the worst I've ever seen.
I was supposed to say, do you know with the managers nowadays, what we're talking about, the Raffas, Ancelottis, the Bielsas, because they've been successful already. They've had successful careers. They've done it all, been there. Maybe now they're just there to be a mercenary and just be like, do you know what? I've lost the passion for it. I just want to get this money and just carry on with my career.
Is that how you felt when you signed Ancelotti? Because obviously it was big money for him to come, but surely with the way you're having your stadium rebuilt and all things like that. There is obviously a plan for Everton.
The start of last season was amazing. You know, we were top of the league. We were playing really well.
Ahmed Rodriguez, mate, was sick.
Honestly, I loved it. You know, we were for those 5 games.
Massive signing.
We were brilliant.
Massive
signing. In my eyes, we were.
I remember them.
But it's
ball
5
over the top.
games.
That ball over the top's getting you.
And then equally, you know, Carlo Ancelotti was telling us how much he loved Liverpool. He was telling
us. Yes! Jordan Henderson there, lad. Yes, lads!
After 9 minutes, Jordan Henderson with the goal. And that was a
screamer,
lovely goal.
Hey, you see that? Left foot as well. It was right end though. Do you know what? Robbo's been saying he's having a bad season, but again, I think that's like his 4th assist or something now, his 5th one or something. He's been doing well, you know.
That, from an Everton perspective, is exactly what we did.
Let's have another look at that again. Who played that? Who played that ball in? Robertson.
Robbo, yeah. Robertson. Again, honestly, he's been getting knocked back a little bit this season, but he's done well. Look at that.
Oh, and there he goes. He hits it beautifully, absolutely beautifully.
Get into that, man. No, what? It's nice to see him not getting these goals.
No chance for Jordan Pickford. And again, it's only been 9 minutes. On the assist, I believe that was Jota, wasn't it?
No, it was Robbo.
That was Robbo on there?
Yeah, it was Robbo. Do you know what I'm loving about us at the moment as well? We're coming out the gates
Look at the fans, look at the fans.
Flipping auntie, lads.
See their reactions almost like that. We knew this was coming.
Well, look, it's been an exciting opening 10 minutes so far. I know maybe not so much in your corner, but for you, Doyle, happy with what you've seen so far?
I feel like, do you know what Liverpool do? We come out the gates really fast and we make other teams play our game sometimes, and that's what we've done with Everton, because they had a chance at the other side of the pitch, but we know we can get these goals, and what we've been doing so well recently is scoring early. We've been doing it consistently. We've done it against Southampton as well. I love the way we're doing this at the moment. It's so energetic.
I mean, I feel like Liverpool are always energetic, to be fair. I really do.
It's like, but you know what? A little bit. Look at this, keeping going. It dropped a little bit, the intensity. It did, but now it seems to have picked up this season. Last season was a big, massive confidence knock for us, and I feel like we've got to prove ourselves.
Do you think that's because of the injuries that you had last season?
Defo, we got riddled with them.
Yeah.
It was like that season. Genuinely, I have never seen Liverpool with so many injuries. Like, it was a joke. I expected to get a player injured every single time they went on the international break, every time we had a cup game or something. I was just like, someone's going to get injured.
Yeah, and it did actually look like that, you know, for quite some time, didn't it? Or a foul there from Henderson from Richarlison.
At one point there was 5 centre-backs out.
Yeah, we were talking
on
the Saturday football show. We were talking about Ben Davies, the poor lad. We had to buy him from Preston and never played him in the end. But
just disrupted the guy's career.
He was just like, we might need you, probably won't need you, but we might do.
We probably won't need you, but we might need you, so we're just going to sign you anyway.
And then got Kabak as well. Like, we had to do all kinds of mad things and put all these different places. It was mad.
The only thing I'm going to say about this is, in the Merseyside derby here last season, you scored early.
Yeah, we did.
And it was a draw. And that, at this point, playing.
I have to say, Everton have had chances already this game. I think this is very open. It definitely won't be staying like this.
Oh, what's that?
It definitely won't be staying like this.
I agree with this. This is why I don't like scoring early sometimes. I never used to like scoring early, right? Because our old style of play, we'd manage the game and we'd win 2-1 a lot. In the season that we won the league, we won 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. It doesn't like it. We don't seem like that right now. We seem like the team of 217.
Just to let you guys know, it's the 12th minute. If we're going to do we're going to be silent for 1 minute for Ava White. Unless you guys want to clap. Okay, for anyone who just wondered why the string was quiet, that was for Ava White, 12-year-old girl who was stabbed in Liverpool, unfortunately. I believe it was last week, wasn't she?
Yeah. Awful news. I really appreciate you recognising that it was the 12th minute there, Abbi. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah,
I really appreciate
it was a lovely gesture from everyone at Goodison Park, red and blue, for clapping.
Scousers are all together.
Absolutely.
We're all together. Scousers have got that culture, we really do.
Yeah, I love that. Right, anyway, back to the game. We were talking about Carlo Ancelotti before, and obviously where we felt the direction was going for Everton. Where do you feel that Everton are going at the moment?
3 years. 3 years.
Nowhere else.
The Championship, lads.
3 years we've been in the Championship. We keep
3 years you'll be in the Championship.
Oh, I could never see that.
We're doing. If you think about it, we're doing essentially what Leeds and Aston Villa did. You know, Leeds did it in the early 2000s. Aston Villa did it 10 years ago. We're spending a lot of money on players that aren't good enough. We've left ourselves paper thin because of financial fair play with players that aren't good enough. And if we consistently do this with no plan.
Sorry. Sorry. It was just that was sick play. Did you see the play?
What? Yeah, I loved it, mate. I embraced it.
Yeah, one counterpoint to what you're saying there, though, lad. Right, what I'll say is, you've got billionaire owners, lads. Your owners are rich, lads. So it's not like the Leeds, In that case, what they did was overspend. didn't back it up with the performances and then had to sell all the good players and they went bankrupt because of it, lads.
But the only difference
You won't do that.
The only difference is
you keep throwing money at it.
We can't sell the players, and equally we can't throw money at it because of financial fair play.
Yeah, but you know what? If City can get around it, then so can everybody else, lad. There'll be a way.
Honestly.
There's always a way around it. I'm sure when Newcastle suddenly starts splashing £100 million there and here and there, you know, no one's going to chase them up on that, are they? But look, I'm just having a look to see where you are on the table. You're 15th. Yeah. From 15 points.
Oh my God!
Come on.
Let's see if Everton can make something out of this.
Play him. Ball across, go on.
Oh, that's a flaw. He's giving us a dive, lads!
Giving it as a dive.
I think he's giving Andros Townsend the yellow, you know, lads.
He is. Been booked, Andros Townsend, for diving.
Diving, kid.
Let's have another look at that.
Oh, that was a dive, lad. It was.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
I mean, it was and it wasn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have given him a yellow for that.
I don't reckon it's a booking.
Nah,
he's made it worse, hasn't he? He's made it worse. He probably could have stayed on his feet there.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so sorry, you are 15th in the league. The only teams below you are Leeds, who are having a terrible season. Watford, who've obviously changed their manager, brought in Ranieri. Burnley, Norwich, and Newcastle. You have won 4 times, lost 7 times, drawn 3 times. Do you feel that if Ancelotti was still there, do you feel that Everton would be in a better position?
No.
Why?
No, because it does not matter who the manager is at this point. This group of players are not good enough. They're not. And if Everton pick up an injury, the replacements aren't good enough.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me. At the start of the season, I predicted we finished 13th. So that's.
Aren't good enough for what though? What aren't good enough for what? What like?
Well, the aim. Look, I didn't expect Everton to be challenging for Europe. I expected Everton to be in and around the top 10.
In and around the top 10. So when we say Europe, I assume we're talking about Europa.
6,
we're talking about Europa.
Like you're the Premier League football team. Like you've definitely got the quality to be in this league.
100%. You're
Without
not a
a shadow of a
championship
doubt.
team. No way.
Not yet. This is what I mean about these 3 years, because you know you've got your Calvert-Lewin, you've got your Richarlisons, you've got your Decore. What happens when we can't? We say we're going to do all of these things, and look, as an Everton fan, of course.
Oh my God.
Of course, I want us to do all of these things. You know, 5 years ago when Mashiri walked in, the season ticket campaign was nothing will be the same, and that was basically saying we're going to smash it, we're going to spend loads of money, and we did. Yeah. And we've gone backwards ever since. Our highest finish in the Mashiri reign is 8th.
It's weird, isn't it?
So why do you think that's happened then? Because it's clear you've got the funds.
Yeah, we would.
You're regenerating your stadium. You've got the funds. You've brought in. You've had Ancelotti, Rafa Benitez, two of the biggest managers in world football.
It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit.
You've had James Rodriguez at the club, regardless of or not he wanted to be there after Ancelotti left. You've attracted those type of players, and you have the money. So what has gone wrong?
Because the academy is not good enough for a start. We don't bring in any of our young players. We don't bring them in. We don't see them. There's one on the bench today,
Gordon. What about Gordon?
Yeah, Gordon. There's lots to talk about Gordon.
Yeah.
But
we have... Gordon is like a year and a half we've been asking to see him, and it's only now we're seeing him.
Yeah.
Like, we need to see these players who are hungry now.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you look at teams... When you look at Liverpool, Trent's one of yours. Curtis Jones, one of yours.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at Chelsea... They make so much money from...
Correct, yeah.
We don't do any of that. So that's an issue. So that falls down to the director of football, in my opinion.
I think it's the culture, yeah.
It all starts at the top. If you are, and I hate to say this, but you probably will understand this.
Yeah.
Within our club, we accept being mediocre. That board haven't won anything since 1995. They don't understand what it's like to be a winning team. So you bring in a Carlo Ancelotti.
Mo's in here, lads. Mo's in.
There's a...
Yes! Get in!
That's outrageous.
Honestly, I've got him in my top squad as well, by the way. He's in my top squad, so
if he's not in your top squad, get him in your top squad.
Yes,
wow, what a finish.
He's insane, isn't he? Mo Salah, mate, he's insane.
I was having a conversation yesterday with quite a few people after work. some work we were doing talking about Salah, and we said we can't believe he's not in conversations for Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, it's mad. He's
It's mad.
finished seventh. It's disrespectful. Lads, Jorginho came
yeah.
third, lads. And there's no... I think Jorginho's a good footballer, lads.
Just watching this again, and just
hope
look
he's
at
onside.
Salah. It looked onside to me.
Look at the angle, yeah.
Look at the angle.
Oh,
look at the
my
finish.
God.
Oh
Once
my
he has
God.
2 touches with that, 2.
Look
Bang,
at
there you
that.
go.
Bang. Oh,
Insane.
I could watch that all day long.
The ball as well. I can't remember who played it in, but it might have been Hendo again. Fantastic ball. This is onside.
Look at the fans' reaction in the background.
Look the finish.
Watch.
Oh my! It's outside the post and then comes back in. That's a proper finish.
There was literally no.
Look.
Wow.
They're getting off already.
There are Everton
Oh,
fans
my
leaving.
days.
We are
20 minutes.
Done.
20 minutes after.
Do you know what it
the
is for me,
kickoff.
right? You were answering them, lads, yeah? And for me, Everton is a club of culture. You have to tap into that Scouse culture, that thing that makes you Everton FC, lad. We do it with Liverpool, even though we've got loads of money and whatever else, we still manage to tap into that
so,
essence of the city.
Question then. If you need someone that's, understands the club, understands the city, all of that, Duncan Ferguson,
Yeah?
is that who should be your manager?
Yeah, it is to me, yeah. It's a David Moyes. You need somebody, right, that buys into the club's philosophy, gets the players in and says, you play for Everton FC and you play for me. And it's just, like, if you're going to play here, like, you've got to play properly. Like, you need someone like that. That's what David Moyes did.
So I'm going to give you an example. Gerrard, Lampard.
Yeah.
These are managers that have gone out, learnt the
Yeah.
trade. Rooney's the same. Derby.
Oh, spot it. You're going to make a good point here.
Rangers.
Yeah.
Right, they've learnt the trade, and then they've got themselves back in the Premier League. Another issue, we've all said Duncan Ferguson, heart on the sleeve. You can't be any bluer than Duncan
Nah,
Ferguson.
you
do
can't,
know what I
lads.
mean?
Nah, and he's a Scouse fella, him.
Oh, and that was another very, very
This is
close
looking in,
chance
like,
for 3-0. That was very, very close. Close show. Let's just have another look at that. Sorry
This
to
is
pause
mad.
you. You were making a lovely point.
The amount of chances Liverpool, this could be, lads, I'm not even mentioning this could be 4-0, 5-0
It won't, 'cause
already,
it never
you know.
happens. It never happens in a derby.
I mean, don't
It's
say
never
that.
usually
Abbi,
2-0
Abbi,
after
don't
20
say
minutes.
that. We've been scoring bags of goals and it's 2-0 in the 20 minutes.
And this is what I mean. So you've got Duncan Ferguson. He's been in that role now with 6 different managers for 5 years. Is he ambitious enough? Is he big enough to get this club going in the direction?
That's a really good point, lad.
It's a great point.
It is, you
It's
just
a really
threw me
great
off
point,
me- off a little bit.
especially when you don't have any. I mean,
Robbie, sign me up.
He's-
Sign me. He's permanent fixture.
It's a good point, lad.
he's been interim for you before, hasn't he?
And did a great
And
job.
did a
he
great
did.
job. Do you think it's something in him that he doesn't want to take over and be the front man? Because it's a big step up, but being an assistant manager and
so
interim.
blue. We're holding him back,
He
lads.
needs to go out,
Yeah.
get the experience, manage a football club, see what it's like, and then come into Everton.
Yeah, I agree with
So
you.
he should have gone for the Rangers
He's
job
too
after
blue,
Gerrard
isn't he,
left.
lad? He literally lives for Everton, and so because he's that devoted
He's
to Everton, he
stuck
doesn't want to
in
go
it.
in. I
And
agree
he's
with
devoted
this.
to another
It's holding
club.
him back in his progression because Everton would love to see him as a manager, but you are raising very valid points there that he hasn't got the experience, so it might just be another Ollie. But that's what you might need, though, lads.
We aren't, in my opinion, we aren't a club that's easy to manage because of the circumstances where we are right now. I mean, you are seeing Everton. This might be, I know you would have watched Everton a few times this season. You probably have never seen an Everton side this
Flaccid is the word I'd say, lad.
Disjointed.
disjointed, lack of fight,
Yeah,
lack of anything.
desire.
This doesn't look like a team that's capable of finishing anywhere near the top 10.
That Mohamed Salah finish, I've just watched it again,
But
lad.
then I would go back and say, look at your squad. Is your squad good enough to be a top 10 side?
No.
And then that's where your
Director of football's not wrong. The owner's not. Honestly, the root cause of Everton's problems are
my God.
so deep ingrained in this club.
It sounds like I'm talking
No
to.
new ground.
It sounds like I'm talking to a Spurs
The
fan.
new ground.
Used to a bomb.
No, but it's
Trauma
we,
bombed them.
we were talking before the show, and we were saying how Spurs fans. If any of you are watching the stream, you'll know we always say that Everton are the Spurs of the North. Because
Right.
our clubs are running the exact same way. Obviously, Spurs have probably had a little bit more success recently than, what we're calling success, I
Yeah.
guess, finishing top 4. But, had a little bit more success in recent years. But the way that our clubs are run by the board, the lack of ambition of, on the pitch, is very, very similar. And we always, the club that will always underachieve.
It's the
like-
disjointedness. It's a disjointed.
It's like what Everton are is lots of money. So what essentially they are, it's the equivalent, and I said this in the Man United stream, it's the equivalent of Elon Musk giving his bank details to an 8-year-old and saying, manage my money.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's such a mess. Shoot! Go on, son.
Oh, he's just nutmeg Virgil though. That was a good nutmeg, I'll give him that.
That'll go as a dribble past him, that will.
You take that one, lad. You can take it.
It's the only one I got for tonight.
In the super chat, CC has said Agent Rafa has done it again, lol.
And this is the thing, you can almost guarantee that those Liverpool fans will be singing Rafa's name.
Yeah,
And that
is going to wind the Everton fans up so much. I have so many, right? In Liverpool, it's very divided. It's not all Liverpool, believe me, it's not. In fact, out of all of my 10 mates that I've got in Liverpool or something, probably 6 of them are blue noses. And I'm laughing because I know they'll be watching this, fuming. And if you're watching me today, lads, I'm really sorry. I'm going to try my best not to rub it in, lads, okay? But what is this Everton squad?
Wow, this is insane. The second half of Southampton versus Leicester, which is currently at 2-1, has been delayed due to a medical emergency in the stands.
What's happening in football at the moment?
It's really concerning as well with the amount of players that are going down as well.
I was about to lead on to that point. Whoa! There's another footy on the pitch there. Do you see that?
Yeah, there's another
We need all the help
there.
we can get.
Wow.
There
was a shot in by Liverpool and it was parried away by
It's it, lads.
Jordan Pickford.
I thought he was going to do another little salsa.
Do something! Go! Run! Move.
Wow.
This Liverpool squad.
This is. I have to just say, this is actually quite incredible. The amount of stoppages we've had recently, in the stands or on the pitches and things like that, going on with people's health. This is really concerning.
What I want to see.
The second one of the night.
What I want to see, and I mean this. I have no way of influencing this or anything, but if there's any people that are involved in grassroots football here at stadiums that have people in, whether it be hundreds of people, whether it be thousands of people, I really hope that they look at the situations. They all try and get defibrillators in at every stand.
Yeah.
That saved Eriksen's life.
Yeah.
And we're seeing more players going down. Look, there's loads of people with conspiracy theories as a reason, so I don't want to get into it. But if we're seeing it in the grounds, we need to be able to be instant. We saw it the other week, Tottenham. I think Tottenham did unbelievable job. It was you as a group of fans, as football players, were an absolute credit.
Yeah.
I couldn't be prouder of English football that day.
Yeah. But it's not the job of the players to notice that. It's
absolutely not.
Unfortunately, it has to be. People have to be more alert. Stewards have to be more alert. They have to. I think maybe stewards. I don't know if they are or they're not. If stewards are medically trained or not. But if it's clear to me that things going on at the moment, more things than not, unfortunately.
At lower levels, these are volunteers. They're stewards. If we were talking about Formula One, the stewards are volunteers.
Yep.
They might not be medically trained. It wouldn't surprise me if they wasn't. So,
it's terrifying. I do hope that. That person is okay,
Absolutely.
Unfortunately. Someone said I'm a United fan. I'm not a United fan, by the way. You've got me confused with someone else. But yeah.
Oh, no, you're not a United.
I'm not a United fan at all. Anyway.
Up the Spurs.
Up the Spurs. Anyway, run through of tonight's scores so far. Watford are 1-0 down at home to Chelsea. West Ham are 1-0 up at home to Brighton. Wolves 0, Burnley 0, Southampton 2-1, Leicester, which is obviously paused at the moment. And Manchester City are beating Aston Villa 1-0. So there we go.
I wonder who scored for Manchester City.
I can find that out for you.
I'm just thinking, I wonder if Grealish went back.
I'll have
I mean, that's what it comes to now. We've got Everton on telly and I'm asking questions about Grealish.
I'll find out for you, no problem at all. Anyway, back to Everton.
Yeah.
So, assuming that your form continues the way it's going, I think you said you've got Arsenal next, followed by
Chelsea.
And then Leicester.
We've got Palace, then we've got Leicester.
Okay, so Palace is a tough game as well.
We won't win our next 4 games, and we're definitely not winning tonight.
Goal scorer for Manchester City is Ruben Dias. Yes, so assuming that happens, you've got a really tough run of fixtures.
Yeah.
What is the next step for Everton? Who do you, if you sack Rafa Benitez, what do you do?
This is going to sound horrible, but it doesn't matter if you sack Rafa Benitez, because this is the same bunch of players and the same board, the same director of football. This club needs someone to restart it. They might as well liquidate and start again.
Listen, if you've got someone like Burnley, who can stay in this Premier League, do well, make an identity for themselves, do you know why? I agree with this with owners. Did you see their owner the other day? When it was snowing, he was out there with them, getting the snow off the pitch. Yeah. That's the type of person that you need in your club, because it's infectious. And if
Who did you say did that?
Burnley's owner.
Burnley's owner, yeah.
Look at Aston Villa. Look at their CEO. He comes out every 3 months and gives them an update about where the club's going.
And I love that. That's the type of stuff you need. Transparency from your owner, lads. And also a devotion to them. Like, you've bought our club. This is our life. We love this. We loved it. We live for this. That's why we watch them.
Whoever buys or manages or is the director of football at Everton Football Club, they are simply custodians of our club. We were here first.
Correct.
We will always be there.
Correct.
They won't.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be.
And Marcel Brands doesn't love Everton. Farhad Moshiri doesn't love Everton. What we need is people to come into our football club. And I'm not saying love Everton, but I'm saying we need to get someone who is prepared to engage with these fans and get this team back. Not necessarily, you know... Our next step is to be a consistent top 10 side again. Mm-hmm. That's how far we've fallen. That's how far
you feel.
You remember under David Moyes, even Martinez. We had a good side.
Lukaku,
Morales.
Let's have a look and see what's going on the pitch.
This is the one thing I don't like when we play Everton, right, and we do well sometimes. Their lads get frustrated and they kick lumps out of ours, and it's frustrating.
There's been an equaliser in that Watford-Chelsea game. Watford is now 1-0.
Are you messing?
I bet it's Josh King.
Hey.
I'll let you know.
Hey, Watford, I support you today, okay? I support you today, lads. Get a win in, lads.
He's barely touched it.
It's a bad tackle.
No, it is Bonventure.
I wouldn't say it's a red card.
Correctly.
It's not a red card.
It's not a red card.
No.
It's not a great tackle, though.
But it's a bad tackle, yeah. But it's definitely a bad tackle. He deserves a yellow for it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Come on, lads, you did get him, bro.
Up you get, lads.
Yeah, he's like, what are you doing?
Go on, mate.
Up you get. Just to run through the scores again with you, that was 1-1 Watford versus Chelsea, West Ham 1-0 at Bill Brighton, Wolves 0, Burnley 0, Southampton 2, Leicester 1, which is currently paused due to that incident in the stand, and Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 1. Like you said about Duncan Ferguson going out. Duncan Ferguson maybe going out, to do that. But do you feel like it's because he doesn't want to leave Everton?
Yeah.
That's your issue.
Yeah.
That's your issue. Go and prove yourself.
But would you be happy if they said, okay, Duncan, you can we're going to sack Benitez before Christmas if you lose your next 4 games?
If Duncan come in now, I've got no issues against that, because right now we probably do need someone that instead of the football skill and the tactical awareness, we actually probably need a bit of passion, because this club...
Don't need to be slapped on the back of the head, lads.
This club's on its backside. So, look, if Rafa was sacked tonight, which genuinely, if this is bad...
I know.
He could be.
No, lad. Do you know what? Liverpool are famous for this, by the way. Not like, I don't like this, but we seem to play teams, yeah.
You make so many people redundant.
Next day, sacked. It's happened loads of times. You know what? Did it happen? No, it should have happened with Ole, but it never. Yeah, that was the one that was never to be, but should have been.
But this is what I mean. So yeah, look, if Duncan come in now and had to the end of the season, that's fine. The issue is, if you look at Everton as a proposition and as a business, you've got a club that has players with no fight who clearly aren't good enough. A fan base which has turned against or turning against very quickly the owner and the board, the director of football.
I know this.
You've got a team that's absolutely, yes, we talk about financial fair play, but Everton are in serious trouble of breaking it. Like, we're really close to breaking it if we haven't already.
These are my close mates. My big brother supports Everton.
Really?
They are really disillusioned at the moment with their club. It doesn't fit, like I said, their sense of identity and the culture in the club just doesn't seem like Everton to me. Everton fights for every game that they play for, and even if they lose, they go, well done, lads, because you got stuck in every tackle, you ran as much as you could. That was what else can we ask for you? If there's a lack of quality, it's because we're not at one of the top teams, essentially. But otherwise, we want to see full commitment, and you don't see it from these players.
And this is what I mean. So you're asking someone to come into this football club that has no money to spend, fans that may not necessarily take to him, not his fault, but because he's managing this team.
Lads, is he? Oh no, wait, he's got no nosebleed. I thought, when we were talking about players collapsing and stuff for a second.
Yeah, mini panic.
Yeah.
Little panic over Andy Robertson, but he's just winded himself.
No, he's got a bleeding nose from that jab in the face by Andros Townsend there.
No manager's going to take that job.
Yes.
He's been whacked in the face by Andros Townsend, but he's all good. He seems absolutely fine. Bar that.
He was like, that was never a dive.
A small issue right there. But you've still got Bill Kenwright.
Yep.
So would you not say that you have someone that does understand, the ethos of Everton Football Club?
That's true.
Very, very much within that board.
I do not think at this point you will find. I'd go with 1 in 100 Everton fans that are happy that Bill Kenwright is still at our club. I was born in 92 and it was seen in 95 that Everton going 7 years without a trophy was a long time. You got to remember the 80s,
Duncan
Everton, you know.
I grew up with it in my bedroom, lad, that kid, because he was my bigger brother, made me have your FA Cup winning year on my wall, and I had to look at it every day growing up, lad.
And before that, you know, you've got the 85 team, you've got 87, 88, the Liverpool and Everton finishing first and second in
remember
all
that?
those. Well, I don't remember, but you know, our parents saw that, experienced that, saw that amazing football on Merseyside, and when you look at this, when Bill Kenwright come in, Everton's done nothing since. So when he says his heart's in the club, I absolutely get that.
Yeah.
But just because your heart's in the club doesn't mean you're the right man to take it forward or be part of it. I support Everton. Do you think I could be CEO of that? No chance.
No. But this is it's hard to find somebody that's passionate, knowledgeable, knows what they're doing, rich, and can buy the right players and attract the right players. It's really difficult.
All I want, genuinely as an Everton fan, all I want is Farhad Moshiri to come out and say, look, we've messed up. 5 years have been wasted. We've gone backwards. Right, put your hands up. So all of a sudden you've got all the Everton fans going, well, he's accepted, he's made a few mistakes. We're back on side there. What are we going to do to fix this then, Farhad? Farhad's going to say, right, we need to go and get either a director of football or a manager who can do both jobs. The manager that Everton should have appointed 3 years ago is now the Man United manager on an interim basis.
Conte?
That's the man. No,
Rangnick.
Rangnick. Yeah.
That's the man that Everton should have gone for. Because he could do both jobs.
Implement a culture into the club, mate.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what you need.
Okay.
And what the board needed to do was allow these people to do what they are good at instead of interfering. If Everton want to sign a player, it has to go through Marcel Brands, Bill Kenwright and Farhad Moshiri. That's ridiculous.
They shouldn't have any when it comes to the football, side of things. They can look at the financial side of things and say we can't afford this somebody, but they can't say he's not good enough or we don't believe in him. They can't say anything like that. No, I agree with that. They shouldn't have to go through them. If they trust somebody, they trust them wholeheartedly.
He should be given a budget and go, this is what we need to do to take this club forward.
Yeah.
You know.
But you spent though. It's just Everton at the moment don't look like anything I've ever seen from Everton.
Them three there, I would not be bothered if
just talking about you, Bill.
So Bill Kenwright, and who are the other two?
So that's Denise Bowitt-Baxendale, who's our CEO.
Okay.
And that was Marcel Brands, who is our director of football.
Okay.
And I would not be bothered if all three of them left their post.
Yes,
during
and
this game
that's a big thing, lad.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens as the game goes on. We're nearly at the second half. That Southampton-Leicester game is underway again, and it is now 2-2.
Just seeing it pop up, that's amazing.
As you've seen it pop up.
I've got one eye on the Watford game. And also, the main man Gerrard's playing today, isn't he?
I will, yes. He's currently 1-0 down.
Is he?
He's 1-0 down.
He's playing City, that's fair, isn't it?
I'm
in the fridge for 2-1.
Oh, and there we go.
Yes!
Everton have got a goal back. Just what we needed. Just what we needed to spice this up as we head into half-time. Damari Gray with the goal. And there we go. That's how easy you guys can get yourself back into it in a derby. It's not over till it's over.
Like that.
But we have to take that forward step now. That's our first goal in 4 games.
Is it? Your first goal in 4 games, lad?
Something like that, yeah.
Imagine
Spurs was 0-0.
Imagine not having a shot in 5 games. That'll cheer you up as well.
Oh, it's miles on
side.
Terrible defending that.
And there we go. Straight through his legs, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks he's
just
sat
gone
on the
under
ball.
his body.
No, it's made it spicy now. We've been in charge the whole game.
Bounce under his body, under Alisson's body, and that's a nice goal for Damari Gray. Everton are back in it. It's 2-1.
Just before half-time.
Just before half-time, a perfect time for you to score. Let's check in with your top squads, please.
Oh, yeah.
Why is this happening right now? I don't want to see another Brighton. I can't be bothered with another Brighton.
I would love another Brighton.
Oh, no, thank you, lads.
Let's check in and see what's going on, please. Mike?
Jordan Pickford has gone from 20 to 25 mil.
Cool.
We have... Doucouré it looks like he's dropped in value.
I'm taking Richarlison out my team. He's coming out.
Has increased in value significantly.
There we go.
48 mil, so we'll take that. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, I can't remember what he was before, and he's only 18 mil, so I think he might have dropped.
Might have dropped.
Why has Richarlison gone all the way up as well? He's
just got an assist.
Oh, fantastic, yeah.
Anyone you guys are going to swap out and bring in for the second half?
I feel like I want to take Richarlison out because then I'm tired and I want him to score with everyone top squad and I don't want him to score because it's 2-1.
What's your rank?
Where's it see me rank here? Let's have a little gig. I am 4th.
I'm 7th.
See, lad?
7th. Okay, we are going to come back and look at those leaderboards, but make sure you guys obviously play along with Top Squad. The link is in the description below on the page. Let's have a look and see who is top. I can't actually read
Everton
that
coming
number
out
there.
here, look at this.
I can't actually see who's top. Someone called DC is top, and then there is a timer over it, so I still can't see that.
You know when you're playing football, hate them.
Yeah, you knock it. That's not a foul, lad. That, the Managerial was already going down. That's not a foul, lad.
Doyle was 4th.
Okay, so DC is top, NB from 9 is 2nd, Bumpy Johnson is 3rd, Doyle, out of Eddie own Doyle, is in 4th.
Yes, lad.
Then we have Prof 11 in 5th, 6th is is Wilson Ryan 181, Mike, you are in 7th, Jarvis in 8th, Kana in 10th, and Ryan VIP is in 10th.
I'm sorry,
Kana is in 9th.
have you seen how many yellows have been popping off here?
There's
by the
been a
way?
lot of yellows, but that's what Derby's about.
Digny, Thiago, Alan, pure yellows.
Townsend, you know, I love a yellow
Do
card
you know
at
one
Derby.
person you haven't mentioned there?
Loads of them.
Passion, you want to see
You haven't
that.
mentioned Ron done there. See that?
Has he got a yellow as well?
No, he's just no passion and no...
I mean, I haven't seen
don't
him
think he's
kick
had
the
a touch
football
yet.
yet.
I
I
was
haven't
going to
seen
say,
him
I
touch the
actually
footy yet,
completely
lad.
forgot that
Told you.
Rondon was actually playing.
I think the referees had more kicks than him, lads.
Play me 10 then.
I haven't said that, touch wood, because you know what, I say that, and then you score a belter overhead kick or something stupid.
It won't happen.
It won't happen, don't be silly.
It's 2-1.
Surely, Mike, you must feel a bit happier going into half-time with a goal.
Yeah.
I do, absolutely. And look, I don't want to be Mr. Negative Everton fan, but what I am is Mr. Real Everton fan. And we are struggling as an identity of a football club.
Oh my God!
Go on.
Oh, he's offside. I'm flapping a little bit now.
I know, I'm just saying, if you had a look at
Embrace
that
it.
possession that just flashed up on the board, it was 44% has been in the middle of the park, 26% in the Liverpool box, and 30% in the Everton box.
He's woke up after the goal.
I'm just saying to you, you know, this game has been, as for good as Liverpool were in the opening 20 minutes, it's been fairly evenly matched as the game has gone on.
Yeah, it has. I think we come out, like I said, what Liverpool do really well, for the first 20 minutes, we come out the gates and we make people play our team. We're like, we're on it. And so now we're feeling the effects of, you know, going in late into the half. We're struggling a little bit. That's what's, I know the game is in the middle of the park now. Unless you, what's going on here? Nothing. Yeah? No? Yeah?
No. Even Salah can't keep that.
Levy.
I just want to see. I don't know what I'll call that. I just want to see this Everton team fight, and actually nicely.
That was a good goal, that one, lads.
It was a good
in
goal.
this game, now last 15 minutes, we look like we're fighting, which is exactly what we need to do. My issue is though, it's not just this Liverpool game. I expect it to lose this game. I expect us to win games at home at Watford and away at Wolves and stuff like that.
But is that where you're looking now? Those games that I guess you would say are
in and around
the drop zone games, the Watfords, the Norwiches, the Newcastles, even Brentford to an extent, you know, a newly promoted side. Yeah. Are those the games that you feel that, you know, these are where Everton has to focus now? It's not so much on the bigger games that they have to win.
Yeah, right now, because again, I think when you look at, and this is just my view, when you look at football, you are where you are in the table for a reason. You know, we can all sit here and say, oh, we've had bad luck, we haven't scored the goals we deserve. Facts are, if you're 15th, you're 15th. 15th worst team in the league.
It's one of the very few things in the world where Everton's based off meritocracy, lad. If you play well, you get good results. If you don't play well.
Exactly.
You don't get the points.
And it's that simple. It's that simple. So, Everton, the 15th best team in the Premier League. I say that best.
That's mad.
But when you look at it, Everton shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. So when you've got these teams in and around you who are going to be the points that you need to get you further up the league, you have to look at it like that.
There's a chance.
It's the same chance.
He's beat.
Chance to migrate.
He's giving another yellow for the
He's not
you
giving
know.
anything away.
He's dashing these yellows out every place, mate.
Who is this ref?
He's like, you want a yellow, lad? You want a yellow?
I can't think what his name is. If anyone knows the name of this referee, please can you write it in the chat. They looked like there was a chance on for Damari Gray.
Let's
Looks
have a
like
look
he was
here. Let's
fouled
have
at
a
the edge
look.
of the box on the D.
Did he dive?
And I need to see it from a different
I
angle.
don't think he touched him, like.
clip it.
He shouldn't be giving yellows for that. He didn't touch him, but also he expects the touch.
I think that's a foul.
I think that's a foul.
It's
It's
not.
not a foul.
No, it's not foul.
Again, no contact. We're
At
going
the
down.
same
That's the
time,
second
though.
time tonight Everton players have gone down.
Oh, Damari Gray, lad, go away, kid.
They've gone down without no foul.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you make of that
Well,
diving situation?
I don't agree with it
Paul
for a
Tierney,
start.
thank you very much, Lucas in the
Paul
chat. Thank you.
Tierney.
It was driving me mental. Yes, go on.
I don't agree with it, but I've seen it more this season. If anything, I've seen
Desperation, lad, that's what it is.
Yeah,
You just want something from the game.
It is, and look, as I was saying earlier, you know, when you look at this team, you have to beat the teams around you. This is almost one of them games that I'm not expecting to win, but if we get a point, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is, I think, all you can ask for. And I have to say, if you manage to get a point against Liverpool, you've done a very good job.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, and especially going from 2-0 down at this stage.
Yep.
Yeah.
The bread and butter games right now are the two clubs, one above us and one below us. And whenever we play them, we have to beat them. And if we progress and if we keep going, after we finish this run of fixtures, our fixtures on paper are actually quite nice.
After the Christmas period.
Are actually quite nice.
Go on, Mo.
But you,
Go
you
on,
might
Mo,
have a new
lads.
manager in by that point to take
Oh,
you
what
through
a
it.
ball.
And
Go on,
that's
lads.
exciting. And
Go on! Oh, Pickford's done another belt to save.
Mane.
Did he save that or at the post?
It looked like it was a save, but we're going to need to see another angle of that. By the way, Bernardo Silva has scored for Manchester City. It's now 2-0 Manchester City against
It's all right,
Everton.
Gerrard, lad. It's City.
It's City. What
Yeah.
more could you,
Oh, well done,
You
Jamal.
can't expect
What can you
Gerrard
expect?
really to come in and just beat City straight away. I mean, that would be a big
Well,
ask, wouldn't
he's
it?
won his last two games and
Yeah,
he's done a
boss.
great
He's done a
job.
great job since he's come in.
Hit
last
the
two
ground
games.
running
Hit
straight
the
away,
ground
lad.
running, as has Dean Smith, by the
Yeah,
way,
he has,
at
he has.
Norwich.
Yes.
He has.
So yes, we are heading into half time in the next few minutes. We ran a poll that said, can Rafa turn it around at Everton? 72% of people said no, 27% said yes. Would you agree with that?
Probably.
You agree with that, Doyle? You no faith in your old gaffer?
Not really. I mean, at the moment we were talking about him being stale, weren't we? I think he is.
I don't think he's the manager for Everton going
It
forward.
doesn't fit, lads. It just doesn't fit. Carlo Ancelotti, Rafa, these big names don't fit Everton. You need somebody to come in
They don't fit
that
what-
pulls his sleeves up, lad, and goes, right, this is my big opportunity at a big club. You know, like if Duncan Ferguson had, like what you said, had done what Vieira, Lampard and Gerrard had done, then he'd be the perfect one.
He would.
I don't know who it is right now that you need.
I almost sit there and wish he'd do that. I almost wish he would go out and get that
Because
experience.
you'll take him back. You will take him back.
Take
He
him back,
doesn't even have to have a brilliant time getting experience. Just
Just
go
go
and get
out,
experience.
get some work experience and
Just
come back.
practice. Yeah.
Understand what you're doing and then come to Everton. We know we're a project, we know we're a mess, but learn how to manage players, learn how to deal with finances, learn how to negotiate with player transfers. Do all of that and then come and manage our football club.
Okay, so let's assume that Rafa Benitez gets sacked. Who do you bring in then if it's not Duncan Ferguson?
I think based on where we are right now, I think you would possibly consider Diego Martinez, who's the former Granada manager, who did a really good job, took them from the second division into Europa League semi-finals with Granada. He would be an option. I would be tempted to try and attract Graham Potter. Now, I have concerns with that, and you'll probably be on side with this, but we both approached Roberto Martinez years ago, and he didn't come to you the year before. He come to us. I'm not digging him out, but it didn't work.
No.
Marco Silva didn't.
Defo never worked him, lad. He was gutted him.
That's what I mean. He didn't.
Oh my God.
Go on.
Oh, chance for Everton just on half time.
Literally at half time,
Yeah,
man.
literally. It didn't. So what I'm saying, it didn't work. So
Yeah.
that's my worry with Graham Potter. Is Everton too big for him? And I'm not saying we're a massive club, but I'm saying we're bigger than Brighton. No criticism to Brighton fans. So that, for me, right now, for the rest of the season, I'd give it to Duncan.
I would too. But I don't think it's too big for Graham Potter. That would be like Liverpool when we had Brendan Rodgers.
Absolutely.
When we give him his chance, mate, look what he's done with it. He comes second with Liverpool, and now he's took off, went to Celtic, won all hands, went to Leicester, and he's produced a really good football team.
But that Celtic experience was massive for him.
Yeah, it was.
Of course it was. It taught him how to win.
Yeah, it did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. We've gone and approached these managers who don't know what it's like to consistently win. So what we've done is we've gone, okay, well, we'll go and get Carlo Ancelotti. He's a winner. these players aren't
It's 'cause
winners.
you've finally
This
got money now.
board aren't winners.
Yeah, and it's all about the mentality.
So what it needs to be is this Everton team needs to have half a team of winners who have won it, have been there, seen it, and a manager who knows what it's like to win it.
It's like, you know what it is, lads?
Yeah,
The perfect fit for Everton would be Conte, but he would never go to Everton. Obviously, he's at Spurs now, but he would never have gone to Everton.
No. It's like you've just hit the lotto after being poor for ages. Does that make sense? And you're like,
it's everywhere.
Hey, we got loads of money. How do we spend it? Just give him some money. Give him some. Hey, we've got all the money in the world. Just spend it. And you don't actually know how to spend it.
How to spend it. And how to spend it. It's a bit like when we saw Fulham do it. When they came up, they put all that money into staying up, and again, they didn't buy the right players.
Yeah.
You know, I doubt we'll see Newcastle go down that route, but maybe Newcastle go down that route if they want to try and stay in this league. Just a quick question, because we're going to talk about Liverpool a lot the second half, because we barely actually touched on Liverpool.
I know. I'm sorry.
And we are going to talk about it. So we can have your moment in the
issue.
sun. I just have a question. Wayne Rooney at Derby. You know, Derby are in a really, really dire situation. They could go down.
It's a great question.
And obviously, I guess that's no real fault of Wayne Rooney, the situation they're in. Would you take Wayne Rooney?
Yeah.
You would take Wayne Rooney?
Yeah, I would. And a lot of Evertonians wouldn't.
Why so?
I don't really know, to be honest. I don't. But I would, because he's managing a side that is in a mess. You know, Derby. I think they only had eight players at the start of the season. Had to get a lot of loans. He managed all of that. He dealt with it. They've had, what is it, 21 points deducted or something?
I think it was
ridiculous.
And he's brought them right back up, like.
They're on 0 points, I think, after all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, if not, they'd be, I think, 8th in the league or something.
I'm actually going to have a look and see where Derby are.
So as a person, he fits.
Exactly.
They are still bottom, but they are on 1 point.
Yeah, and that's
what
after
I mean.
being deducted minus 21.
And where would they be if they had 21 points on top of that?
Like if they don't get relegated and they stay up, you got to look at the bottom teams in that league.
Everton, seriously, if Rafa was sacked, that goal, this is going to sound stupid, we could lose 5-1 tonight and that goal probably keeps his job. Seriously.
It's
that one moment of hope. We bring in Duncan to the end of the season and you give the job to Rooney and you say, please, Rick, just do your best.
Bring back the culture, please, lad.
Just install what it's like to be a winner, because he has won.
Yeah, he has.
He's got a big enough name in world football to attract the bigger known players, i.e., you know, like Gerrard will probably do at Villa. So Rooney could do that, which is great. And he loves the club. He won't take any shit.
I agree. Rooney would be the perfect appointment next
now,
year.
He would.
He gets the club.
He'd be able to attract the young players that want to play underneath him.
And also, like you just mentioned, with the Gerrard or Lampard or, you know, someone like that is a young manager and, you know, working their way in their trade, he's had that pedigree. We've all watched, you know, Wayne Rooney growing up, like we have done with a Gerrard, you know, or like we have done, you know, with a Lampard or someone like that. So you automatically respect them.
It's weird because we don't have this same, you know, and this is a football thing. There isn't the same hysteria, the affection for Rooney as there is managers like Gerrard, like Lampard, like.
It's because you went to Man United, lad.
It probably is, but I mean, as a football consortium, like as a group of fans, you never hear people go, "Oh, Wayne Rooney's." You know, we all know he's doing a good job at Derby, but you don't put him in the same category as Lampard or Gerrard. But he's doing exactly the same thing.
Maybe because,
I think it was because he played really well at some point, right? And he was compared to Messi and Ronaldo and stuff. And as soon as you compare to anybody like that, you just get flattened, mate, and that's what's happened to him. Sort of wrecked. The fact that he was so good is sort of being played against him in a way, if that makes sense.
You know,
then he got injured, then he wasn't able to play for long enough. Like, he's been a quality football player for a good 6 years.
At an exceptionally high level and has won everything there is to win.
Yeah, and he has.
Equally, he's played in numerous positions. This is a guy that's played centre mid and striker as well.
He's been to different countries as well, which is a big thing when it comes to management. Like, the fact that he's able to do this with Derby, who had 8 players at the start of the season, is testament to his character. Also building his experience.
I would take Rooney in a heartbeat.
Ollie going to Solskjaer?
No, I'm right.
Okay. Right, anyway,
we're
going to put a hold on the Everton chat now because we've had a whole half of Everton. I just want to talk about how we felt that half went before we kick off the second half and then talk about Liverpool. Doyle, how do you feel that half went? You were storming it at one point.
Yeah, we looked absolutely in control, which is what we do. We always do that, but it's one of the reasons why we concede so many goals recently is because we will dominate a game, get slightly complacent, leave gaps, and people will exploit it. We're playing against good football teams. Even though we're talking about Everton being poor, they're still like 15th in the league, and that's the 15th best team in England. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think that first half was good.
Do you want more from Liverpool?
I wanted a goal, definitely. I don't like seeing one goal ahead. I just don't believe in us this season that we can win by one goal, unless it's like the last 10 minutes. We just don't seem to be able to do it at the moment.
You've always been so good defensively. This season, not so much. Well, obviously, last season you had your injuries, but this season, not so much. Yeah. What's happened there? Because you've got more of a solid partnership now than you've had before. I
feel like there's a lot more excitement in the team at the moment. We're scoring bags and bags of goals, and that's because our players are getting forward. It's as simple as that. And people also, they've played against us now the last 4 or 5 years. They know our style, they know Trent, he was saying at the start of the game, they know Trent and Robbo bomb up forward. So if you exploit that gap, you can get goals against us. It's just whether or not you can stop us scoring bags of goals as well.
Which is what, everyone can't do, unfortunately.
At the moment, unless Chelsea did it too, like that's the only one. But when you see things like this, look at Mo Salah scoring this goal. Look at the angle.
It's an absolutely beautiful goal. Isn't it? Beautiful goal from Mo Salah.
And so this is what is keeping us going through these games, is there's these 3 top lads again. They just keep scoring bags and bags of goals.
Do you notice what's just happened? They've just shown a video of Jordan Pickford.
Yeah,
and they've moved his position.
Yeah.
Why are you digging out Pickford for a fantastic finish? Well,
I guess the question is, of course, could the keeper do better there?
Maybe he could, but you can't take all it does is devalue the
Mo
brilliant
Salah
finish from Mo there.
Lads, Mo Salah came 7th in the Ballon d'Or, okay? Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, whatever. However you pronounce it, the French world best player.
Ballon d'Or.
Balloons,
everything I need to know about what people actually think about him and Liverpool. Because I thought that Liverpool were not particularly liked in England, but it turns out
not like worldwide.
In Europe as well.
Well, I tell you what, Harry Kane came 23rd, and he was the top goal scorer and assister in the Premier League.
That's a bit mad. I just can't believe that Jorginho's 3rd. I just can't believe that. Honestly. I think he's a great player, fantastic footballer, but 3rd best player in the world.
Well, I've got to tell you, I can't believe Messi won it.
Yeah, neither can I. Robert Lewandowski's being robbed.
Sorry, and this is not saying that Lionel Messi is not the best player in the world. He is the greatest player, in my lifetime and at all of our lifetimes. But I would say, how can it can't be. It's not a fair fight when you're looking at Mo Salah and he's 7th in the pecking order. Harry Kane, the best in England. Last season and is 23rd on the list. And you're looking at Robert Lewandowski, who's again arguably got robbed in 2020 when there was no Ballon d'Or.
He should have had 2.
And then last year, this season, should have walked it. Based on the fact that he didn't even get it last season and also had an equally good season this season.
Messi even alluded to it as well, didn't he? In his speech,
he's like, "This is heavy. He should have got a trophy last year, lad." He should. He brought out a cup for him just before it to be like, "We've probably done the wrong thing here, so we're going to give you a little consolation cup. Okay, is that all right, Robert, lad?"
It's quite incredible. And I would say that someone like Jorginho, there's arguments for why he was included, maybe not 3rd, but there's arguments why he had a nomination, and that's obviously because of his success with Chelsea in the Champions League and also with Italy in the Euros. But
missed the penalty though, didn't he?
He did miss the penalty, but if you're basing it can't. It's not a fair competition, and it can't be based on actually who is the best, because someone like Lionel Messi's winning it, who arguably wasn't the best.
It's like a popularity contest. And that's not what football's all about. Like I said it earlier, football is a meritocratic system, right? If you're good at something, you become successful in it. And it's one of the few things in the world at the moment that is like that. Sports is a meritocracy, and it's a beautiful thing to see that the best, no matter where you come from, how poor you are, your social background, nothing matters. Because if you're the best, you can get to the top of the game. And the Ballon d'Or doesn't display that for me. It just doesn't.
No,
because you see people like Mo Salah in 7th. That's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm sorry, but it just is. And Messi winning it every year. He's definitely been one of the best footballers that's ever lived. But this year he wasn't the best footballer. Robert Lewandowski was. That's it.
Lots of people in the chat saying Messi won because of the Copa America.
That's what it was.
Okay, which is a fair point, but at the same time, I don't think you can take away what Robert Lewandowski has
absolutely
he scored like 67 goals in 54 matches or something.
Well, if so, then you have to look at Jorginho. If you're saying Messi winning the Copa America, is Jorginho winning, the Euros and also the Champions League? Is that not a bigger success than
how can you punish?
Copa America?
You're basically punishing players that are not in particularly winning sides for not winning. And I think it's not their fault that their club hasn't won anything. If they've had a fantastic season, Mo Salah's had 5 fantastic seasons.
Yeah, and I would also
insane
and like
seasons.
I said, the same with Harry Kane, 3-time Golden Boot winner, top assist to top goal scorer.
It just
because
blows
Spurs
my
have
mind.
had a terrible season.
Yeah.
If you're looking at from the Ballon d'Or as a personal accolade, which is what the award is supposed to be from, then there's no way that Mo Salah and Harry Kane should be down that list, and Robert Lewandowski should have won that award. But we'll see what happens obviously next season, because if Mo Salah continues the way he's going, I mean, obviously Harry Kane won't be nominated this, next year.
I'd love to see if people think that.
I loved last night on your show. I loved the debate regarding the contract to Mohamed Salah.
Oh yeah.
Loved it.
I mean, yeah, we need to give him one, lads. I think I said it on the show, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's
Whatever
the
he
stupidest
wants.
thing in the world. Yeah, lads, you go, yeah, lad, there's a piece of paper, here's a pen, whatever you want, lad.
Write it
50
down.
million and a Twix, lad, 50 million, a pack of Pombears, whatever you want, kid.
I love some Pombears.
I love it. He's the best player in the world.
I tell you what, we'll get some Pombes for the Saturday football
I love a bit
show.
of pack of Pombears,
There we
don't
go,
we?
that's the request.
won't be here.
We'll have some.
I'll just buy
well,
some.
next time you're on, we'll have some Pombes
Farm
as well.
foods,
And a
I'll
Twix.
be
I
there.
like Twix.
Farm
They're
foods.
under the radar.
Twix is
Farm
our
foods
sound,
on
aren't
there.
they?
6
Very
packs,
under the
pound
radar. There's a
sound.
super chat that says the Ballon d'Or is not based on goals and assists. Well, if it's the best player, surely your stats count for everything, right?
It's based on like passes completed, like possession lost and all this crap as well. Like, and I get it, I do. But also, you can look at football and say that's the best player in the world. You can look at it. It doesn't have to be stats either.
No.
We've all seen Lewandowski be one of the best, if not the best number 9 in the world for the last 3 years or something. Why doesn't he deserve props for that? Coming second is not.
No.
I absolutely agree with you. Right, as we almost wrap up half time, we're going to run through the scores. So we've had Watford Chelsea, which is still 1-1. I'm actually going to have a look and see how long's left.
Up to Watford! Yes, the
Let's have a
boys!
look and see how long's left. That's a very, very big result. I'd love to know what me and Flex called that on the
Please,
on the
please,
preview show.
pull it out the
'cause
bag,
I
Watford.
actually think that maybe one of us went with Watford on that. I'm not entirely sure. Right, anyway, I can't see how long's left. But anyway, Watford, Chelsea 1-0, West Ham still leading Brighton 1-0, Wolves 0, Burnley 0, Southampton 2, Leicester 2, Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 2, Bernardo with the goal. Just having a look there, late kick-off, late. Yeah, so they're all probably going to finish soon
Leeds
enough,
won a
those
game as
games.
well against Crystal Palace. It's a shame to see Vieira had two bad games in a row, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. Just to recap on those games, thank you for reminding me. On Tuesday, Newcastle United won, drew with Norwich in that bottom of the table clash. Leeds 1, Crystal Palace 0. Yeah, I mean, Crystal Palace have been flying though.
Yeah,
Absolutely
they look like the
flying.
type of team that's going to do this though. They're a very attacking football side. They play with lots of open space. They play with young, inexperienced
It was a good
players
fit
and
for
stuff.
Leeds, weren't it?
Yeah, for Palace.
Would you take someone like Patrick Vieira?
Possibly in a season or two. I wouldn't necessarily now. But
You wouldn't go for him now.
Well, no, because I don't think he'd leave Palace now either. He's only 6 months in. I don't think he'd leave him now. But yeah, why not? I want a manager who's got a philosophy, and I know that Rafa's got a philosophy, but I don't think the board have a philosophy, and they both need to gel. So
That's why you just get Wayne Rooney in.
one of the things I would get rid of first is the director of football while Everton. That's pointless.
On what grounds?
I don't know what he does. I don't know what he does. If the board are making all the decisions, we're going to sign this player. Well, what's he involved in? The youth team obviously hasn't had any.
This is what I think Rooney will have. I was going to say this before. Rooney will have a good impact on the youth squad simply because he came from that squad.
To be honest, even further, Wayne Rooney could walk into that football club and say, "This is what I want.
Yeah, he should be able to.
This is what I want.
Yeah.
I'm a Blue. I've won everything. You either listen to me or I won't take the job."
He needs to be there, right? This is the way I see Wayne Rooney. He has a 3-year spell at Everton where he implements that culture like Ole did in Man United, and he ducks out when a more technical, experienced manager comes along, like Ancelotti and like Rafa Benitez. But before that, you need to build a proper
What Dean
foundation.
Smith's done at Villa. It's exactly what Dean Smith's done at Villa.
Yeah.
He's took them from the Championship. He's a Villa fan. He's built this identity for Villa from going from absolutely nothing, falling out the Premier League into the Championship. He's built this identity. He's used Grealish as the talisman, which we always knew he would be, but he's enabled
Local
that because
boy again, culture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, sorry to interrupt you, there's been an equaliser in the 89th minute for Brighton. West Ham 1, Brighton 1 from Neil Mopey.
Why are West Ham suddenly losing and drawing and that? They've smashed our heads.
I'm not
They beat us
moaning.
3-1. And then after that, they
3-2.
were... Oh yeah, 3-2, yeah.
Beat us as well week after.
They beat us as well, don't worry about it.
No.
Full house.
David Moyes, great job.
Great job for David Moyes. You maybe take David Moyes back?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
That's a cool little picture there. Alan and Thiago, the 2 number 6s, like that.
You like that?
I wish
we are
snapped
almost back underway at Goodison Park for a second half. Hopefully it's as lively, if not livelier, than
Come on
the
then,
first
men.
half. Right, let's talk about Liverpool, please. Steven Gerrard, you have already said that you're a very big fan of him. You hope one day he's going to come back, take over from Klopp or someone like that, whether it be down the line. And you're happy he's getting the experience now, obviously, at Aston Villa. Yeah. When would the right time be for Gerrard to come back?
I think the right time's probably going to be after Klopp, isn't it? I don't think anyone wants to actually see him after Klopp, because to follow him is going to be massive shoes to fill. But that's the point. We need someone that's going to come in and go, we get it, Klopp's just left, this is an era over, it's going to be sad. But also, Gerrard, your talisman, we love him, he's a Scouser, he's one of our own. It'll pick up the morale of the football club as a whole. So I feel like probably just after Klopp, I think it would be the right decision, wouldn't it, to do.
How long has Klopp got left on his contract?
Another
2.5 years, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 or 3 years now.
Do you feel like, I mean, let's say things stay the same as they are.
He's not getting off, like.
No, I was going to say, you don't think he'll get another contract on top?
No. Oh my God. Oh. Do you know what though? Liverpool at the moment with contracts do me head in. We're already just been talking about Mo Salah and his extension.
Yeah. But let's say hypothetically, in another 3 years, he would have been there nearly like 10 years, right? I don't think he'll want to stay. You don't think he'll want to stay? I think he'll say, I'll stay me welcome.
Hasn't he said after this contract he's leaving?
Yeah, he might have, lad. I'm not actually sure. He said he's focused right now. He usually stays at a club for 7 years. That's what he's done with Mainz, that's what he's done with Dortmund. The fact that he'll stay out with 10 years is already over what he usually does. So can't see him really staying after that, if I'm totally honest. It'll be really sad. But he's the type of respectable manager that even if he's winning at the top, he'll sort of be like, yep, I've done my part now. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I love being here, but yeah, it's time for the next generations to come in. He's that type of man. He's a fantastic human being. But yeah, I think he's going to be gone after that. I think he's completely rejuvenated Liverpool. When you think where he was when he took over. Before like I remember 2015, right? After we just lost the league and we had Ricky Lambert come in and we were all like... You did make some interesting signings. It was the most depressing season ever. Even Andy Carroll, no. It was depressing, very, very depressing season. And then he come in, and it was just like this new life. We were like, Jurgen Klopp, the manager that everybody loves and he's full of energy. Everyone loves his Dortmund side. He came to Liverpool based off our old history, basically. He knew Liverpool was a sleeping giant. If he can get them going, he's got the support behind him to, pull the club forward. I'm probably in this game. But yeah, he's been a talisman for us. He's been unbelievable. He's created this culture again in the club that's just been one of the most wonderful journeys of my footballing life, to be quite honest with you. Genuinely. Do you know, come second so many times, and you know what? That's what Jurgen Klopp's done throughout his career, mate. He's come second, but then eventually pushes over the line to come first, lad. And he's done it with Mainz. Do you know that when he got right? So that was his boyhood club, Mainz. He's from Stuttgart, but that was his club that he played for, right? They needed to get to promoted. They'd never been in the Bundesliga, and twice. He got to the last game of the season, and lost it by goal difference. Lost it by a point. And then the third time he got to it, he fucking got them to the Bundesliga. Did it. That's what he wants. That's what our manager's all about, fighting on. Oh my God, go on!
Come on, Blues. Good luck there from
honestly,
Everton.
His story, the way he took like Dortmund, there's another story. They were another team like Liverpool.
Dortmund were incredible.
Underdogs in Germany, but like had this history, this rich history, a bit massive support with the fans. And he just took them under his wing and just created this exciting football team. Scouted players like Lewandowski from a Polish side, Aubameyang, all these fantastic footballers.
Marco Reus, Götze.
Götze, you think that
it's insane, like honestly, that's it. Gundogan.
Yeah,
he was part of his constabulary, whatever it's called.
Constabulary.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Constabulary. It's an interesting word.
I'm not doing me scouts very well at the moment. I can't speak properly, promise.
I think for me, looking on the outside, I think what he did was take a club that was, again, the fan base was a bit disillusioned on its arse.
Gutted, lad.
And he put his arm around those players and he said, you come and play with...
Oh, and Ollie Watkins has pulled one back in the 47th minute.
He needed that goal as well, Ollie Watkins.
It's going to be an interesting 45 in that game. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's all right. He put his arm around those players and he says, look, it's going to get better. He'd run up to the fans and look, as Everton fans, we always take the piss out of that 0-0 draw with West Brom and he's there cheering about it.
Yeah.
But that was a game that, no disrespect, I think Liverpool were battered in by Albion and they walked out with a point.
Yeah.
Whereas the season before, you might have lost that game 2-0 or 1-0 or something.
He'd come in on oh my God, he'd come in a stage where we just drew 9 games in a row, bro. Like 9 games in a row we'd drawn. It was unbelievable. It was the most. We went from the heights of Suarez, Sterling and Sturridge to Ricky Lambert and Mario Balotelli up front, lads, which was just I was so gutted. We'd come so close to winning the league. We beat City the season before 3-1, 2-1 or whatever it was. Thought like, yeah, this is it. We're finally going to get the league.
Blues.
And then Everton just came crashing on top of us. And he came up and went, come on, lad, I'll pick you up. That's what he said.
What does Klopp have that Brendan Rodgers didn't have? Because obviously Brendan Rodgers we forget that Brendan Rodgers had got you guys into a very, very good position in terms of potentially winning the league. Obviously, we all remember the famous Gerrard slip. But apart from that, you guys got, kind of on course to win it.
Like I said just before, Dortmund were very similar to Liverpool, and he had that experience of picking a team up that is quite low, but has massive qualities which he can build upon, and he's fantastic at that. Give him a bag of sticks and he'll make it work. He knows what he's doing.
What Liverpool did, in my opinion...
Oh my
shit.
Chance there for Everton.
What Liverpool did, in my opinion, is they took a side that almost finished second. Did finish second, sorry, and obviously the slip cost you the league, in my opinion. But took a team that was...
No, I
can
never talk, I just can't get it out of me.
Oh. I know.
Well, if it wasn't for that slip, maybe you would never have got Klopp.
And this is what I mean. What they did is they went, right, this team almost won. Now it's had a bit of a mess. It's had players thrown. That's all sorts of rubbish. We'll go and get a winner.
Yeah.
And they went and got a winner. They went and got someone who had been at a Dortmund, who was nearly there. And they went and got that man that's gone, right, he was nearly there and he made them take the next step. Well, Liverpool are nearly there. Can he make us take the next step?
And he gave him the trust and the time and effort to do that, and also the backing as well. When he said he wanted someone, I'm sure when he said he wanted Mo Salah, lots of people thought, well, why? It didn't work out at Chelsea, but he went and got the man. Mane from Southampton, Wijnaldum from Newcastle. These are not players. Jota. Obviously, Jota's down the line. But I'm saying, back at the time when you were signing these players, you're thinking, oh well, Wijnaldum only plays for Newcastle. Mane's only at Southampton. They're not massive transfers.
They've done it with their entire squad. Robertson was from Hull.
Yeah. He was a
Van Dijk was
player.
from Southampton.
He recognises qualities in players, right?
But you think back. Sorry to interrupt you. That price tag that was on Virgil van Dijk. What was it? 50 million.
Yeah.
More than
and then it went to 75.
You think that how much that is, you think, oh my God, like 50 million for a defender now, you're like, it's not even that much. 75 million for a defender is not that much.
City,
at the time, I remember thinking, oh my God, that's so much money. But without Virgil van Dijk, you wouldn't have won the league.
He's basically bought all the cheap ones, who have come really good, and went, this is a solid player, we can definitely afford to spend the money on these. And they've believed in him because of the choices that he's made before. And if you actually look at his career, right, he's went from Mainz, took them into the Bundesliga, and then he went from Dortmund, made them win the Bundesliga, never quite got to Champions League. And then he went to Liverpool, won the league, and got the Champions League in his own career. He's progressed.
And you see the growth. And it's funny you say that because you lost the first final.
Yeah, we did, lads,
And then he won the
Europa League, we played as well, and we lost that with him, lads. That was, another one.
But you know what? I have to say,
because we were taking the piss.
We came second
we were
again,
taking
lads.
the piss because I think he'd got you to a few finals and you hadn't won the finals.
League
and we were
Cup
taking
final.
That's it, we were taking the piss. Yeah, that's it, I remember.
The pain, lads.
I genuinely think that with all those finals and things like that, I remember when we both played each other in the Champions League final, I was annoyed that it was unfortunately Liverpool, because especially when Liverpool had been there the year before, and I tell you what, if Spurs ever get to another Champions League final, they'll know how to play it, because you don't go into a Champions League final to play football.
No, you don't.
And I think that Liverpool, the first year you did it, that was your mistake. You went in it and tried to play a Liverpool game. If Everton ever make it, you'll realise that when you get to a Champions League final, it's not about playing nice football, it's not about pretty football.
It's about winning the game.
It's about who blinks first.
Win that game.
And you win that game, whatever. And that's why you see so many Champions League finals end up going to penalties and things like that, because it's who's going to give...
It's a bag of nerves, that's what that is. It's
and who's going to make the first move? Obviously Spurs made it within 23 seconds, but that's that's not the point.
And that came from nerves though again.
It
did, because he wouldn't be throwing his arms out usually.
Well, he was always telling Thingy to track back. He was always telling us to track back. Saeed was in the comments. He said, come on Mike, mud them Scousers. How does that make you feel when you say...
Saeed, lad, I'm always nice to you. Come on, lads. Is he sporting us? What did he say?
Yeah, he said, I've lost his comment now.
Saeed, lad, I'm your mate. Come on. You got to want us to win this one.
He said, come on, Mike, let's mud them Scousers.
Hey, why has Virgil just took a free kick? Did you see that?
I didn't actually see that. I was reading the comments. Was that a chance from Matip? Oh, Thiago.
From
Sorry,
Thiago again. He loves scoring at the moment, doesn't he? Little volley that one as well. Look, Virgil taking that. That was the classiest free kick ever.
Trying something different there. I mean, why not? You see free kicks coming from all over the pitch.
He scored, man. Do you know what? He scored a few for Celtic. That's why they let him take him, I think.
God, you forget he was at Celtic as well. What a fantastic signing that was.
He was.
Did you ever scout a Virgil van Dijk? Pick up.
Yeah.
Massive. Is that the possession so far?
Yeah,
this is a live win probability that I've just seen flash up on our screen. It's a 3.7% chance of Everton winning this at the moment. 16%, I think, for a draw.
I wouldn't put it past them, though. I really wouldn't at the moment. This is what Liverpool do. We lull ourselves into a false sense of security by winning by a few goals, and then we concede. 2-0 is not a big lead. In fact, it's a deceptive lead.
I remember Jurgen Klopp doing an interview saying 2-0 is actually the worst scoreline.
Yeah, it is. It's deceptive because you're like, I'm miles ahead, but 2 goals can be scored like that.
One goal and you're back in the
game.
It
happened against Brighton.
Everton with possession at the moment. Tamari Gray with the run.
Matip, brilliant there.
Matip just kicking him back into place.
Do you know what though? You know what I am seeing from this right now, which I thought I was going to see from Chelsea. They have had grit so far, but December. We all know December's a hard month to play football in.
Yeah.
And Liverpool have been here at the top a few times and we know what we're doing now. Chelsea haven't, not for a while.
No, not for a while.
And so I want to see how they cope with this massive amount.
But again, they are still European champions and oh my God, Richarlison.
I know, what the...
Richarlison.
Slash look at this, lads.
He had time, he didn't need to rush that. Just there was a chance there where Richarlison potentially could have gone on and done something. He had time on his hands.
He just seen Virgil and went, I can't be arsed.
Oh, and just...
Yeah, he does do that, to be fair. He runs onto things and just sits on.
Just wasted, absolutely wasted. Is that,
what's this?
His contribution to the game, like getting injured.
Is that Alan that's done?
No, it's not Alan. I think it was Rondon. Rondon, yeah.
So who's it? This is what I mean. Who's he going to bring on?
No idea, lads.
My money is on Alex Iwobi.
Alex Iwobi. Do you feel Alex Iwobi was not a great signing, or...?
I said it the day he signed.
He's another player that just doesn't seem to fit in Everton.
He just doesn't seem like an Everton player.
It actually did look like it might be Tosin, actually. He was just standing up.
Could you imagine?
Lad, you know what though? I haven't said this, right? I bet he comes on and scores an equaliser.
Could you imagine?
I definitely can, that's what Everton do. Do you remember when Phil Jagielka, lad, in the last minute of the game, scored a half volley from 40 yards out, hit the crossbar and went in? I was like, what have I just watched?
That was the one, that was.
Phil but you know, sometimes when it's goals like that, you can't help but become
I agree, but I don't want to see it still.
Last minute as well, that was mad.
It was ridiculous, that was.
Right, anyway, so a few games still obviously going on. West Ham, Brighton ended 1-0. Wolves 0, Burnley 0.
Is Watford still going on?
Watford is still going on. It's still 1-0, as is Southampton 2, Leicester 2, and Aston Villa is still 2-1.
It's a ball, like, you know. What's the minute? Sorry.
I'll find out.
There's not going to be long.
I need Chelsea to draw.
It's not going to be long. Amongst yourselves.
You know when you look at this Liverpool side now, as a Liverpool fan, do you go into every game, irrespective of who it is, and do you go,
yeah, we can win that every single game?
You see, look at that mentality. But you didn't necessarily have that mentality before Klopp was in there.
No, definitely not, lads. We go into a game and go, we've got Suarez and we've got Sterling and Sturridge, maybe they can do something, and we win 5-3. 4-2, and it'd just be this exciting, explosive football, but it'd have you on your edge of your seat, like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
Because they used to say no teams won the league with 50 goals conceded.
Lads, we scored 100 and conceded 50.
Yeah.
And do you know what else Liverpool are famous for? Do you know what we're famous for? Being top at Christmas.
Tell me what you're famous for.
Being top at Christmas, Abby. Yeah, and then not winning the league.
Yeah.
So we've done it 3 times.
Who's just come on? Anthony Gordon.
Anthony Gordon has had the call up to come on for Salomon Rondon.
I'm
fine with that. I'm fine with this.
Yeah, you put some heart into the team, lad. You want to keep people.
You want that bit of passion. Southampton, Leicester in their final in stoppage time now. Watford, Chelsea.
Richarlison, you muppets! Why have you just? Sorry.
It's 67 minutes, by the way, on the clock there.
67.
67.
Oh,
they paused it obviously for what went on in the crowd.
No, I thought it was going to be like the 80th minute. Chelsea are going to come back in that game. There's no way. There's no way.
They've done it a few times, though. Not won a game that you'd expect. Didn't they draw at the bridge?
They drew at Burnley.
Yeah.
At the bridge.
No disrespect to
Coleman,
Watford, though. I just don't.
What a job that is! Go on, son.
Was that Gordo? No, it was Coleman. The other one, lads.
Throwing back them years there. He's took 5 years off him, that one, Nas.
How old is he now, lads? How old is he getting
32.
on? 32? Yeah. He's getting on a little bit now.
Should have been replaced 3 years ago.
But you can't replace him when no one else is going to bring the heart that he brings, lad.
Yeah, Everton in my opinion, should have had a penalty against Brighton last week.
I didn't see it.
He's
flapped it.
In my opinion, it was a penalty.
He flapped it.
And
where's that always the way?
Your captain's not walking up to a ref or doing anything to instigate trying to get one. Whereas, you know, if you see
He doesn't really strike me as the type of person that does that, though. Shane.
Well, that's what I mean, but you need
He's old-fashioned.
You need your captain to do that, in my opinion. Did you see Henderson earlier having a right go at the ref?
What are you doing?
Yeah, he had a right go. I would never see Coleman doing that.
The Macam accent, actually. She's really good at it, though. Abby can do all the accents.
Can you?
Do
you know, Alex can do the accents as well.
Alex is boss at them,
He does a Rafa one.
Alex is good at it. But yeah, that's
Alex can actually speak Spanish as well.
I think actually no could speak Spanish.
He's a beautiful man.
Por favor.
Yeah, but.
Shout out to AGT. I believe he's actually doing the preview on Friday with Robbie in place of me and Flex. So big up to you for covering us this week.
AGT or the Cop TV, all of that.
Cop TV.
That's how me and AGT actually met. Why am I calling him AGT? Alex.
I just couldn't
Alex,
say
lads. That's how we met.
Because he says he's AGT.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't call him that. He gets called Alex. Or Gilly, actually. Hey! Gilly, his name is to me. First met him and I was like, you are now Gilly, okay? He's like, what are you, Sean? Not you, Sean.
Is this a true stat that Everton have spent 500 million in 5 years?
It's close enough.
Obviously,
wow.
Close enough.
Do you know,
I'll give you another one. I think I might have already said it. Have I already said it? Net spend-wise, Everton have a higher net spend before this transfer window. I had a higher net spend than pretty much every Premier League club, and the only ones that in Europe that were higher was Inter Milan, Barcelona, Man United, Man City and somebody else.
You just can't see it, can you, lad?
6th in Europe over 5 years.
Oh, net spend, incredible.
Where's the money? Yeah, do you remember Everton fans used to say, where's the Arteta money, lads? Do you ever remember that?
Yeah. Where's the machinery money?
Bill Kenwright's like, hey, slip pen.
And the issue is, it's because we buy players that we can't sell on, because they either don't progress or
you take the risks on the wrong players. It's like you don't have any type of science behind your scouting.
£47 million, Sigurdsson. When was we 28 years old? When was we ever going to make any money on him if he sold, if he left? Or, you know, the only one that you could probably that's a free kick. The only one you could probably argue where you make a decent amount of money is possibly Richarlison. But
that's
even
probably the first time a yellow card's actually been that like properly.
Oh, they love Liverpool. The refs, he knows it.
Nah, they don't knows it. That wasn't even that bad either. He made a meal of that.
We've seen yellow cards for absolutely everything in this game.
Watch.
So.
He made a meal of that, lad. Look at the way he
love that.
We love it.
Like Michael Jackson.
You've seen Gray do it. You've seen Townsend do it.
If you score this free kick now, yeah.
Oh dear.
Who's taking this free kick for you?
Townsend probably.
Okay. Yeah, he's got a strike on him, and
Townsend or Luca Dean, either one of them can hit free kick.
There was a season last season, him and Rodriguez were fantastic together, weren't they? It's such a shame actually, because last season it looked like it was coming to fruition, didn't it? We looked at it.
We were so good.
Oh, there's been a goal for Chelsea, unfortunately for you, Doyle. It's 2-1 Chelsea. I'll tell you who that's for.
Oh, lucky!
Oh.
Do you know what's mad? Do you know what's mad is the fact that you're there wanting Watford to win and I'm wanting Chelsea to win for different reasons.
I'm always wanting Watford to win, obviously.
And
come on then, son.
I'm still waiting to see who the scorer of that is.
Come on.
If they score now and then Chelsea scored as well at the same time, this is double
roll
crap.
back that hairline.
Oh! And that's taking a deflection. I'm still waiting to see it.
I hope it's VAR this loud.
That would be Ziyech.
Is it?
Ziyech. So Dennis scored for Watford. Sissoko assist. That's random. And then Mason Mount and Ziyech to make it 2-1.
Watford lads, come on.
I was saying that he failed today.
Can we? Actually, we'll hold off until the audio's been fixed. To check in
go on, take it down. Take it down.
Right. So January is just round the corner. Oh wow!
Go on, run!
Come on, Seamus, son! Oh shit!
And it's
yes! That should be the game now. Yes!
And
up the Reds!
Another goal.
He's a joke. He's an absolute joke.
Yes, the Red men.
As soon as that broke, you knew.
He's done. He's done.
Lightning, mate. He's gone. He was like, in a bit, Coleman, you're 32, aren't you, lad? See you later, kid. Woo! Up the Reds.
Let's have a replay over that, please.
Yes, please. Replay, please.
Oh, it looks. And do you know what? It's a shame. It's a shame.
We were back in it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I just celebrated like that, lad.
We're back in it. We've done exactly what we do. Look at the park end. It's empty.
Red flares everywhere in Goodison. We love that.
Let's have another look at that one.
Pathetic.
From an Everton
a shit corner, by the way.
Look at that from
Who
an
gave that
Everton
away? Was that Damari Gray? Oh no,
That
Coleman.
was
What is
Seamus
that?
Coleman, what are you doing there on the halfway line?
Mo Salah's
Mo
rapid,
Salah,
isn't he?
oh my goodness, how
Hey,
could you
let me just remind you, right, that Mo Salah had the ball. It's
No.
much harder to run with the ball and keep up that speed than it is without the ball.
That's like
And
that's like Jorginho the other day.
yeah, it was that with Jordan Sancho,
Jorginho.
yeah.
And that's
And he
that.
still
And
squeezed it in. How are you scoring that, Mo?
such a cool little finisher from Mo Salah.
It's
He
ridiculous.
was like lightning.
And then the angle he closed down on him a little bit and he still finds the little tiny gap to score. He's incredible.
This is Everton. This game is Everton. You get your hope, and then they go, "What? There's your balloon of hope. What? We're just going to fuck that."
We're just, well, do you know what? Look, it could be worse. At the end of the day, it is Liverpool.
It could be
It's nothing
5-1.
It could have been 5 after the first half, that's for sure. We've got a super chat here from Akash Antil, who actually wants to talk about United versus Arsenal, so we will do a quick thing about that. He said, thoughts and predictions on the United versus Arsenal game. Obviously, Ralph, we expect Ralph to be there, I believe.
No, he's not. He's not.
He's
No,
not,
he's
he's not there?
Carrick's
He's not
the-
there, so
Carrick's the man
Carrick
for
is
the
still
game.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Carrick
Oh.
is still there. Ralph Rangnick has, though, obviously
Work
been appointed.
work permit issues, isn't
Work
it?
permit pending. How did we think United did against Chelsea last week?
Crap, but you got a lucky goal.
You got away with it.
Chelsea absolutely battered Man United.
Yeah.
They did. They peppered them. They just didn't concede. And then they got a lucky goal by Jorginho, who's the third best player in the world, by the way, I forgot. But yeah, they got battered. They didn't do well at all. Don't think Carrick done anything.
I think it's too soon to say, it's Michael Carrick at the end of the day, he's the interim for the interim. It's too soon to say if there's going to be any, change so far. But Arsenal obviously going into this in a good run of form. The only team they've lost to really is Liverpool of late.
I expect Arsenal to do well against Man United.
Even though it's at home, you don't think the fans now that there's no Ollie, this is the first home game, they'll be a lot more galvanised. They know what's coming. They've got Ralph coming in, and they know that they're going to be getting someone in the summer, whether it be Pochettino, Zidane, Rodgers, whoever else I can think of.
It might be one of them 1-1s again. We've just seen it against. To be fair to them, they showed good resolve. They got battered, but they still didn't concede. Well, they did, but they didn't concede more than they should
They
have.
didn't concede more.
Yeah, so they might do well against Arsenal. We don't know. They're so close at the moment. And to be honest, I haven't seen Man United and Arsenal this close in a while. Even though Man United are doing so poorly and Arsenal are good on form, they're still quite quality-wise quite the same at the moment, I would say.
Okay, what do you reckon, Mike?
I think Arsenal probably win that game.
Okay, even at Old Trafford?
Yeah, I think Man United are a work in progress until he comes in. To be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, right, we will be right back while we fix the audio syncing issue. Back. Thanks everyone for being so patient with us while we fix that little audio problem. Right, we are halfway through the second half. I think it's time we check in with our top squad.
Absolutely.
Mo's got 2 goals. I've got 3 down on him. Let's have a look at this.
Absolutely.
I should be coming first, me. Why am I still fourth? Why am I still fourth?
Right, talk me through your top squads, guys, while we get the leaderboard up.
So I'm still fourth. I've got Mo Salah, who's worth 54 right now, and I've got 3 down on him. He scored 2 goals. Why am I not winning, Abby?
Did you swap anyone out at half time?
I took Richarlison out, and no, never. I thought I did. I'm sure of.
Not too late to make your changes, Doyle.
I am definitely going to make a change right now.
Make them. Mike?
Pickford's, he's got $1 million extra. Doucouré's lost 13 mil. Damari Gray's exactly the same, and Trent's on 22. I'm currently ranked 9th, so I'm finished.
Do you know what? I've just put down on Thiago. I can just see him get one of them spicy goals.
You took him in?
Yeah, put him in.
Put him in. Okay, we're going to go through that quickly for the leaderboard. So we've got DC at the top in first place, Bumpy Johnson in second, MV from 9 in third, Doyle still in fourth, Professor 11 in fifth. Then we have Wilson Ryan 181 in sixth, Jarvis in seventh, Kana in eighth, Mikey, you've stopped down to 9, and Ryan VIP in 10.
I mirror my football club.
Exactly. You're here looking at your team get peppered.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. Sorry.
Wow. Wow. Oh, we are. It's all right, though. Alex Iwobi's come on. He's going to change. Oh, no,
Alex
it's not.
Iwobi has come on.
No, it's not.
Is still not coming on?
I lost my mind.
He's still not coming on. We might
Well, no,
know. It looks like
Fabian
actually
Delph.
Fabian Delph is actually going to come on.
Delph, lads.
Go and win the
He's
game.
got so many fringe players, it's unbelievable. It's like you've done like what Liverpool went to do with Mo Salah and Mane and that, but bought the worst fringe players. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they are fringe players in their team, so you can't.
You bought fringe players in other people's teams thinking that they would
fringe
reignite
teams?
This is what I mean. If you remember Man City, when they first got their money, they made a statement. They went and signed Robinho. Didn't quite work, and then they ended up signing decent players from different clubs. But their big moment was when they went and signed players like Carlos Tevez, Sergio Aguero, players like this.
Wow.
Everton never did that. Everton went to Arsenal
Well,
and
you got
signed
Rodriguez,
Iwobi.
didn't you? You got Rodriguez, and like this is the point.
Yeah, but
what
we
you
were,
were saying
we
about
were
quality,
5 years in then.
quality, lad. This is what you're saying, right? You just need to buy one of them players that riddled with quality, because what he'll do is elevate the rest of the players.
Well, we need more than one.
Yeah, you do.
We probably
Yous do.
need 2 or 3 in
You
this
do,
side.
but you see what happened with Rodriguez. He elevated everyone's game because he was a fantastic footballer, and you seen Digney come out of his shell a little bit.
Yeah,
You've seen all these other players play good around him. Dominic Calvert-Lewin started scoring loads of goals, lad. You do need to buy somebody that's quality. And it looks like he's just tried here and there, but it's just not worked out. All his signs have been pretty mediocre, mate.
Mediocre, but I guess that sums up everything, doesn't it? Mediocre.
Hey, also, can we just
Less
talk about
worse.
him? Hey, Delph, do you remember the famous thing, right, when he was in Villa? Yeah. And he was like, I am never leaving this club. I love this. This is my boyhood. I love this club, yeah?
Yeah.
The next day he left Man City.
He left Man City.
He literally went out of his way to do an interview. He was like, set up an interview himself to say, I'm not leaving. Know what I mean? Like one of them Wolf of Wall Street things.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
And then went, see you later, boys. 50 mil over there, you know. They just did it straight away. I was like, oh my God, that's the worst thing I've ever
And it's the worst thing you can do. The betrayal.
Yeah.
The betrayal.
Oh, come on, Blues.
And now look at him on the bench for Everton.
We've done this to ourselves.
Here he
Come
is.
on.
See if Everton can get themselves back into this game again. It's looking unlikely as the clock ticks down. Right, January is just around the corner, which we were going to get into before we had to go for a quick break. Doyle, what's on your Christmas list for Liverpool in terms of expenditure in January? Do you think there's anywhere you need to buy, improve on? What could get you over the line back to winning the league?
Not that I can see right now, genuinely. I feel like centre mid maybe. No, there's nowhere. I can't see anywhere. We've got a fully fit squad at the moment. Maybe we've got a full left back, we've got a right back, got centre backs. Do you know what? A better backup keeper, maybe. We've got Kelly. Kelly's boss, but Adrian. Oh my God, I just can't look at him playing.
But do you not play Kelly over Adrian?
Yeah, we do now. We do.
You do.
That's the only thing. Like Liverpool at the moment. Last season we had so many players out, and now we've got them all back. We have that squad. We have that depth. We really do. We're riddled with quality. So I don't see there's anywhere where we can strengthen. I really
must
don't.
be such a nice feeling to be riddled with quality, don't you reckon, Mike?
Yeah, it'd just be nice to be riddled with some mediocre players, to be honest.
However, I would say to you, obviously, let's say you get an injury or a few injuries again. You know what happened last year, and I'm sure you won't, but if it happens again, do you feel you've got enough depth? Are you happy to rely on the kids, you know, like the Nat Phillipses and people like that?
Well, now we've got Kanate as well.
Yeah.
Kanate, Nico Williams, Tsimikas, Matip, Virgil, Nat Phillips, Reece Williams.
What about up front?
We've got Jota, Origi, Minamino, Mane, Salah. Who else can slip up there? I feel like there's somebody that I'm missing.
Do you play Jones up there?
No, we play him as a centre mid. But then we got in the centre
Harvey
mid.
Elliott,
He's another centre mid. We could play him in the wing. No, definitely.
And Harvey Elliott. How long is Harvey Elliott still out for?
I think he might be back after Christmas. You know, he's been doing really well. Like he's been running. Because he's young. Yeah, no one expected him to come back this early, and he literally was on his feet so quick.
Horrible.
Yeah, it was awful. Lad. I was watching it here. Actually, it was shocking. I seen it straight away. I knew immediately as soon as it happened. I was like, he's broke his leg. It was awful. Like, you never want to see young kids doing it. But also, in the same vein, because he's such a young kid, he's healed so well by the looks of it.
Yeah, which is great, and hopefully he'll come back. And that could be the difference between you winning the league and not winning the league, having that as well.
He's like I'm not joking, right? Phil Foden is a fantastic footballer, and Harvey Elliott is quite in a similar type of sentence.
How old is Harvey Elliott?
He's 18. So if he gets his chance, honestly, this kid is special. And for somebody like Klopp to look at someone this young and go, I'm going to put you in my starting 11 for the first 3 games of the season, says a lot about them, to be honest.
Big moves, really big moves. We did a poll, we ran a poll. Everton fans, would you take Wayne Rooney as manager? No, 52%, and yes, 47%.
See, it's what you said, innit?
Very, very close.
50-50, lad.
So what I mean. I think there's a lot, and I do get it. Like, I understand, but we've as a football club, we've got to look past a lot of issues. We almost can't be as picky as we.
Was there another one running on the pitch?
Oh, I don't know.
There's too many of those happening these days, aren't there? Too many, what they call pitch invaders.
Yeah.
Pitch invaders.
It's always in Liverpool, this as well.
Always. Do you remember when the cat ran out?
Yeah, cat,
The
Scouse
cat, yeah.
The cat, yeah.
The cat.
It's always the Scouse little kids
We
running
love
there.
it,
on the pitch.
We love
Did
it.
you see the one recently when we were playing Porto?
Yes.
Kid ran on and took the footy.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
saw that.
little Scouse kids genuinely loved. Oh, someone throwing bottles. That's a joke. That's not okay if someone's throwing bottles. Like.
Oh no, I think that might have been his bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's kicked it at them. Like, I'm sorry.
Well, anyway, so same question to you, Mike. What are we going to do about January transfer window for Everton?
Do you know what? Genuinely, if you say to me, Everton's first 11 is all fit, I'm actually happy with our side. We need a right back. I don't think January is the right time to go out and get your first choice right back, because I think January is your emergency
You're
window.
playing the premium anyway.
Yeah,
January.
right. So for me, Yerry Mina comes back. He comes straight into this side over Michael Keane. So I'm happy with our defence to a degree until the summer. Midfield, as long as Decore and Allen don't get injured, I feel like we're fine. And we need Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison back. Unless you're going to go out to me and say, right, you're going to go and sign a Diaz from Porto, for example.
Oh my God!
Oh, God.
My
Did you see
God.
that?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
What a finish that was.
Oh my God, Diogo Jota.
I mean,
Run that take back
Did you see
now.
that? He done like, he came through him, lad. He done like a little cruise spin, bewildered the defender, lad, and then just slotted it past Pickford.
I think that's good night for Everton, and I think that's good night for the Everton fans.
Poor Pickford's been peppered all day. It's not even his fault.
That is a terrible shirt.
what score prediction
That
did
is
I
a
give?
terrible shirt that Pickford's got on.
Yeah, it looks like an old 80s, 90s shirt. That's what they went to do, but it's not the same. I get you.
Look
Doesn't
at
matter.
that.
That's an empty ground. Lad, there was fans leaving after the first 2 goals.
Yeah, after 20 minutes.
Let's have a look at
Let's
this.
just have another look at that goal.
Look at this for a touch, guys. This is
Ball
incredible.
out to Robertson.
What's this now? Left
Look
footed
at the run. Look at the run from Jota. Oh, and the
It's a finish.
finish from there.
Jota, mate.
Look
Wow.
at the feet. Wow. Look at
Honestly,
that goal.
and this is what I mean about Liverpool at the moment. I don't feel like
Who was
there's
that with
any
the
team.
assist?
It's insane, I told you.
Who what, sorry?
Who was that with the assist?
Robbo, I
Robertson.
think, again.
Yeah, Robertson.
Again,
But
lads.
what did I say at the start of the show? I told you.
Oh, the footwork on that.
I actually told you how you would
Honestly,
beat
how
us.
does he score from there?
That's his weak foot, you know. Both of them things were his weak foot. His touch and then his shot were both his weak foot as well. These players that we've got are riddled with quality. They're insane. And this is what I can see. That's the difference between us and, say, Chelsea and City at the moment. Is we're scoring bags of goals because of players like this. We just keep scoring goals and goals and goals. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to win the league. Oh, right, that's a foul, that one, like.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is a foul.
Paul Gordon. But yeah, we're scoring bags of goals and it's incredible to watch.
But this is what I mean. If I could predict, I mean, yeah, fair enough, we've scored.
You did say 4-0 or something,
I said 4-0, and I've even said the way you'd win. I said you'd get the ball to your wing backs and put the ball
That's
in the
why we
box.
do it.
You've scored 2 goals for me. I have physically said, I said Everton would likely make a mistake at the back. We've done it.
That's Liverpool's
If I
style.
know that. What?
You can't stop it, lad. I know you're saying this, yeah. But lots of teams know this and they can't stop it. You've got Atletico Madrid there, lad, who are one of the best defensive teams in the world.
And they couldn't
we
stop it.
smoked them twice, lad. You've got this type of quality, and in the clinical as well, when they get a chance, they usually bury it, especially this man here.
They were
See,
all
I
they were
said-
all over the place, you know, Atletico Madrid that day.
This
In
team right now is hard to stop scoring, lad.
In my preview on my channel, I said we either needed to go with 3 in midfield or go 5 at the back. And we've done neither. We've
That's where you beat Liverpool.
We've tried to play attacking football against Liverpool.
The way you beat Liverpool is to suck them all in, play tight at the back, and then ball over the top.
Exactly.
But I mean, I would say that obviously every team, like you mentioned, does obviously do their homework. They know, everyone knows how Liverpool plays.
And we all talk
I'm
about
sure they work
hindsight
on
as well.
it time and time again. But I think that once you're in the reality and you're physically playing against them, there's not really much.
Oh, did you see that?
They're so
Oh my God!
They're so intelligent on the ball, you know, and they're also quick.
Did you see that? The pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? That was insane.
I saw the touch. The touch was. Don't give away a penalty as well.
Oh, I thought he was going to get the ball, but I know something.
Cool. Chance it. Can they make it 5?
This team, honestly.
Tighter to him.
There's not much point. I didn't score out.
Honestly, watching this Liverpool team, it makes me feel everything that I went through with this team.
Let's have a look and see if that was a penalty or not.
Oh, that was a handball, that like.
No, it's a little bit.
It wasn't a penalty. But his hands were out.
It is a handball, but it's a little bit unfair. He was running. I know it's not natural, but does it need to have any more pain inflicted onto Everton at this point?
Nah, we don't.
To be fair to you, you've been brilliant. As a Red, you've been brilliant. But
I told you beforehand, Doyle is the best Red.
Honestly, but there is a lot of Reds. And look, last season, what happened with Virgil and whatever, that I understand that plays a part in this. But there's a lot of Reds that are loving this. And I get it. I get it. You know, you're watching the team being complete disarray, getting dismantled at home to their biggest rivals. What's not to love? But it's tough.
I don't want to see Everton. Right, the thing is, right, I said it earlier in the game, I've said it about 50 times now, the Scousers, so I never want to see Everton at the very bottom. That's
you wouldn't
not cool.
want to see Everton relegated then?
No, definitely not. They're a club of history, the Scousers. I want to see them play against us. That's a game out of our season, which is exciting, and I love taking away from us if they go. I don't want to see them go down. They've got one of the, but even like just the fact that you're changing your stadium at the moment, it just does, none of it seems right. None of it seems like Everton, lad. I grew up in that city, lad, all my life. And it just doesn't seem right. You've got an old ground made out of wood, and that's why you go there, because it's boss. It's old-fashioned, and you just play old-fashioned football, and now it just seems like you're in this transitional period right now, and it's painful to watch as an outsider. It really is.
But the thing is,
but also I'm happy we've got 3 points there.
There we go. You got 3 points, and you absolutely and you stuffed them. But at the same time, it's it's not nice to move stadium. Which Spurs have obviously just come through that, so I do understand that feeling. Are you moving directly onto your stadium ground?
Yeah.
You are, so you're doing what we did?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, look, there's that type of thing where you can connect with it in that sense. It's obviously not going to be Goodison Park as the Spurs Stadium is not White Hart Lane. It's just not the same thing. Yeah. But unfortunately, in modern football, where everything is about money and generating money and things like that, and keeping up with those massive oil, country-owned clubs, it starts with your training ground. It starts with your stadium.
Yeah. So Finch Farm, fortunately enough, Finch Farm is Finch Farm's quality. It's a good.
Yeah, Scouse.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah, it's. I thought you said Dross.
No, Scouse.
Yeah, it's proper state of the art. It's a great place, but obviously Goodison's not. Everton going into this new stadium. I mean, at this moment in time, this football club, even in this brilliant old stadium that we all love, still don't have an identity. So it actually doesn't matter where we play football.
I guess now it doesn't. It's the sad thing about football, Everton's a business, isn't it? And you said you spent 500 million in the last 5 years, but you know what? Nowadays, if you don't spend that much money to keep up with everybody else, you fall behind.
You fall too far behind.
It's not even like a bonus anymore. That's like what you have to do to stay at the top, mate. And it's crap.
It's the acquisitions we've made, it's the signings that we've made, and as I say, it doesn't matter what manager manages this football club, because the issues are far deeper. Far deeper.
That's true.
Absolutely.
But that's why someone like Wayne Rooney could come in, maybe, and because he's such a respectable figure, maybe demand some of that from the backstage of your club, the back of house. Does that make sense? Get them to fall in line.
The issue you'd have though is if Wayne came in, someone like Wayne came in, there's still, not that there should be, but there is a bit of bad blood still with Everton and Wayne over what happened with Man United.
As a Scouser, I said,
not from my perspective.
As a Scouser, lads, you don't go to a Man United team, but at the same time, Everton have always had a connection with Man United. Have.
Well, it's always been
always.
Yeah, you should get there.
It's always been the against Liverpool sort of thing.
It's like they'll give you their crap players and blag you that they're good.
Yeah.
And then you actually give them good players.
One of our best captains in the last 15 years was Phil Neville. Dump
Yeah,
footballer,
do you know
but he
what?
was
I agree with that.
Yeah.
He was
a
crap
proper
for United,
captain.
but then when he went to you, he was alright, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was just a proper captain.
Yeah, he was.
We haven't had that since.
He revelled in having the responsibility of being a captain after being behind his brother and all these fantastic stars and in the class of '92 for so many years. He revelled the chance to be the main man, and he took it with both
And sometimes
hands.
that's what you need.
I
you
agree
know?
with that. I really do, mate.
You know, he wasn't. I think that's probably what he was. Such a. When you think about that class of '92 and who he was at United with, he was probably not as vocal as he probably could or should have. You know, could
Paul
have.
Scholes,
He was
David
the
Beckham.
he was the one at the back of
Rio
that
and all
order.
that. You know,
He was at
it's
the back of
impossible.
he was below Mickey Butt.
Yeah,
You know,
but give him a chance to come to Everton where he can be the main man and use his voice and respected.
You know,
it's a different.
we
together.
qualified for the Champions League that season. If you
Yeah,
remember,
yeah.
they won it.
Number 4, lads,
Yeah, and
Number 5, man.
you know, it was just like he came in and he was integral. Like he was so important, and we haven't replaced any of that. We haven't replaced that die-hard attitude that we had under Moyes. We haven't replaced.
And then you only have to look at Liverpool to see the signing of leaders. You know, Jordan Henderson, and people didn't rate Jordan Henderson at first.
Yeah.
You know, grew into his role. Virgil van Dijk, as soon as he came in, you know, he commanded the back, didn't he? Straight away. You know, you knew there was a leader in that.
But they're not. You aren't playing the same football, lad, because you just don't come from the same place anymore. Does that make sense? Your owners don't. They're not going to relate to that culture because they're creating their own within the club now, and that's a new ground. That's loads of money. That's buying all these different players. That it's all getting these expensive managers in as well. Like that, it's a new culture for you guys, and it's taken a while for the fans to accept it and for it to even be working at all.
And this is what I think will happen with Newcastle as well, by the way.
Yeah.
I think exactly
this is a big transition up there. I'm not going to just be flying off. No way.
They're going to get relegated first.
Yeah, they are going to get relegated.
City took years and years to build their squad. Years.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And even then, you're not guaranteed success. PSG have got one of the best football clubs you've ever seen. They've got some of the best attacking players you've ever seen playing in a game, and they don't look like they're going to win a Champions League anytime soon.
No.
Absolutely. We've run a poll saying, is Pickford's time as England's number one coming to an end? Who should be England's number one?
Ramsdale, probably.
Who do you think should be? If I give you the options and I'll let you know the answer. Pickford, Ramsdale or Pope?
Pope will be last, I suspect. I think Ramsdale will probably be first based on recent form.
Okay, what do you reckon?
I think Pope's the best goalkeeper out of all three of them, if I'm quite honest with you. But he doesn't play for one of the biggest sides, so he doesn't get the props that he deserves.
Fair point.
But I think Ramsdale now, on his current form, is insane. I can't even say he isn't. I watched them against Arsenal when we played them, and I know it was 4-0, but it could have been 6 or 7. He pulled off some insane saves. So you've got to say Ramsdale now, haven't you? You really do. And Paul!
You guys voted and Pickford came up with 17%, Ramsdale 74%, Pope 7%.
Yeah, so
Poor Pope, do you know what? I honestly think that he's a fantastic goalkeeper, and I also like Tom Eaton when he played for Burnley as well.
It is all about being at a smaller club, isn't it? You just don't get the accolades and maybe the attention that you probably should do.
That's why we all love seeing Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips playing for England.
Yeah.
Because they come from the smaller clubs, and we love seeing them being centre stage. And they actually, when they got given a chance, they were two of the best midfielders in the tournament.
100%. Right, I'm just going to...
Here's a question for you.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Pickford.
Or?
Well, you have been
Would
linked
would we take Pickford as
Well,
Spurs?
you've been linked with him.
No way.
You've been linked with him for 25 mil.
I said no way.
That's what I mean. But what?
No
He's not at that level. So it doesn't. It shocks me when he's being linked. He was linked with Chelsea at one point. If you remember, he was linked with.
He's got a good agent.
It's like he hasn't filled us.
No, he wouldn't be my pick for Spurs, that's for sure. Obviously, Hugo Lloris is coming to the end of his contract, and he's getting older, so Spurs are going to have to look into that. But again, if you want a good keeper, you've got to spend big money, like you guys did with
75
Alisson.
mil we paid for him.
Yeah, and I'll tell you
Loads
what,
of dough.
it's worth every penny. You can go and skim it. And honestly, you look at Arsenal fans, everyone was saying in the summer, 30 million Ramsdale, is he mad, blah, blah. And actually, it's exactly what they needed. Because behind every defence is a goalkeeper, and you have to build from the back. So, 75 million for Alisson, maybe it's a bit extortionate. Do you know what? That's football these days.
Yeah.
And if you want to have a good person, a safe pair of hands in the goal, which is very, very important.
It's going to cost you.
It's going to cost you. Look at how many times Chelsea have done it.
Yeah.
How much money they've spent on goalkeepers.
I think someone like Nick Pope would be great for Spurs, me. I really do. I think Nick Pope is a great choice for Spurs. I really do.
That's probably also within the bracket we'd probably go and spend as well.
His ceiling, in my opinion, I always say about ceilings, and this is a really important thing about players, his ceiling is higher than Pickford's. It is, in my opinion.
No, I agree with you. I do agree with you.
I think Spurs will be proper ambitious when they go for a goalkeeper. I think it'll be someone like, and I know this is going to sound mad, but I really think you might go for someone like Keylor Navas or something at PSG.
I don't even think he's that good, lads.
No, it's not. It's not that. He's got that.
It's the name.
It's the name, and you've got the manager that can attract him.
Yeah, you do.
The new stadium.
Yeah, you know what?
He's number two.
It's not a bad shout. I'd say the only thing holding that back might be the wages, because he'd have to take a substantial pay drop to go.
Or there's another one, and you're going to have to pay through the nose for it. But Dean Henderson, Man United.
Yeah, Dean Henderson is a good shout.
He's another one. I think he's got great potential, but he just didn't. He got through in the deep end, didn't he? At Man United, you need to have years as a young keeper being a number one at a lower league club where you can consistently get good, and then you move when you've got your experience and you can command back lines and you can do all this stuff. Because as soon as you go to one of them type of clubs, you just wreck your career.
Yeah,
it really does. It makes me sad to see players like him suffer.
You are spot on, but that is a shout about Navas. I'd say he's probably on the wrong. He's over 30 now, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's on the wrong side, because obviously Lloris is, I think, 32 now. So I don't know whether or not Spurs would go for someone that age. I guess we'd be looking for someone
like for life, in my opinion. Navas and Lloris.
Or we probably would be going for someone a little bit younger. But I do see your point, and I just don't think the wages would also support that. Yes, so anyway, we are coming to the end of this stream.
Liverpool,
as soon as we hit full time, we're going to start talking about what we think of this game, just quickly wrap up. And I'm going to shoot through all the other scores that have happened tonight and go have a look at the table.
Unlucky Watford was gutted.
Unlucky Watford. It's still going on, that game.
Is it?
It's a good job they've lost.
Just going to double check.
Oh, well done, Gordon.
No, it's finished actually. Just this hasn't. Only just though. Only just. But yeah, I think you're right. You're definitely right about Nick Pope and Dean Henderson. I think both have quite a lot of quality, and it's just obviously they're just not getting played. But then again, I would say maybe not so much with Dean Henderson, but I say with Nick Pope.
He's got so much quality in him.
Why? Yeah, but he's been in and around that England setup for such a long time.
Who's starting ahead of him?
For Burnley?
Yeah.
Is it Tom Heaton?
No, Tom Heaton. He's finished him now. Like, he's too old.
Can't think what his name is. If anyone knows, please let me know. Can't think who's playing ahead of him for Burnley now. Right, so that is full time. Full time finally in this game. A pretty huge win actually for Liverpool. I mean, 4-1. Mike, you did kind of call it, didn't you? You did say you thought it would be 4-0. So at least you got a consolation goal, right?
Yeah, it felt fantastic. It's
Nick Pope is starting.
He's starting.
Yeah, it's this is what makes it just really difficult at the minute. It's really difficult. We shot ourselves in the foot again, like we did at the start, by just not playing well, not keeping the ball, letting you guys have 2 early chances, build up steam, score 2 goals in 20 minutes. We do it in the second half. We get ourselves back in the game, 2-1. We're clearly not. I'm not going to say the better team, but we were attacking more, and we fall apart and give away a goal, which again leads to 2 silly goals, doesn't it?
Tough night.
And good goals, but 2 silly goals from us.
Of course.
But of course, Doyle, there's so much quality from a Liverpool perspective.
It's ridiculous to watch at the moment, genuinely. This is the most exciting Liverpool team I've ever seen, and the quality is just sublime. Like, it genuinely is. I've never seen so many players on the pitch all be in tune with each other, know when to pass, know when to run, position and execution of passes and shots, and everything at the moment just seems harmonious at Liverpool. The only blip we had was the West Ham loss, and even so they were on fire at that time. So you can't. There's nothing I can say about this team other than they're amazing.
No,
it's fantastic to watch.
Absolutely, and well-deserved victory there. I'm just going to run through the scores with you. Southampton 2, Leicester 2, Watford 1, Chelsea 2,
Boo.
West Ham 1, Brighton 1, Wolves 0, Burnley 0, Aston Villa 1, Manchester City 2. That is almost finished now. And of course, this game, which was Everton 1 and Liverpool 4. Just to take you through tomorrow, of course, Spurs versus Brentford at 7:30, and Manchester United take on Arsenal at 8:15. And on the top of the table, I'm just going to have a quick look. Chelsea sit first with 33 points, Manchester City 32, Liverpool 31 in third place, West Ham 24 with that draw, Arsenal in fifth. They can move into fourth spot tomorrow if they beat Manchester United.
Arsenal back where they belong, eh?
Brighton up to 7th, Leicester up to 7th, Spurs and United down to 9th and 10th. Obviously still, Spurs have got 2 games to play, obviously that one.
Got called up.
And all the way down at the bottom, if I have a look here, where are you?
16th.
Wow, sorry, I just was looking for you. It hasn't actually updated this table, so that probably will change.
Yeah.
But yeah, Everton down there in 16th place, so it's not looking too good. But that is everything. Thanks, guys, for a great watch along. Doyle, where can everyone find you?
Freestyle DM. You'll find me there doing my freestyle tricks. Also, Cop TV, where I'll be talking everything Liverpool. You know that.
Cop TV. Are you joining us on Saturday as well?
I might be. I might be. I usually am, so probably.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Also, Mike.
Yeah, you'll find me at the Blue Boys Network, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You'll find me there.
You'll find you there. Before we rush off, let's just quickly do your top squad results, please.
Finished 4th, Abby. I done boss and I finished 4th. How was that possible?
4th. You finished 4th. Well, do you know what? It was a good.
Not even bronze.
It was a good go, Mike. Where'd you finish?
8th.
8. Not too bad. Higher than Everton, right?
We'll take that out of 10.
Yeah, higher than Everton. Just to round down that set, in top spot it was DC, second Bumpy Johnson, MB from 9 in 3rd, Doyle in 4th, Professor 11 in 5th, Wilson Ryan 181 in 6th, Kana in 7th, Mikey in 8th, Jarvis in 9th, and Ryan VIP in 10th. That has been everything for this evening. We hope you enjoyed the stream. Yeah, we'll be back with the previews this week. There's so many goals, so many games to go through. And of course, if we don't see you beforehand, we'll see you Saturday for the Saturday football show. Make sure you tune in and have a great week.
Bye, guys.
Yes! Go on, do so! Go on, do so! What are you doing here? What are you doing here? You get me? What the fuck? Oh, shit!
He's done. It's your
People that come at us and say F1 is boring, they don't watch it, clearly.
So we're at the best stadium in the whole of the Premier League.
What are you laughing at?
Smoking on your tears, fam. You know that way there.